Hello everyone, welcome to the second Dockmasters from Boulder, Energiehaven in Utrecht, the Netherlands. This is the second time we've done this event. We're super psyched to be back. We're super psyched to have you guys here watching us. We're going to start off like we started off last year. For those of you guys that can remember, last year we went up and we talked to the athletes before finals. We're doing the same right now, so I'm going to walk up to isolation. We're going to meet a few of the climbers and we're going to talk to them about how they feel going into the next couple of hours of their lives, how their preparation is, whether they're ready, whether they're carrying any injuries, how it feels to be the first comp of the season, all these things. Behind me, you will see the wall being unveiled right now. The problems are being shown to the public for the first time. The athletes are all in isolation. So we're about to head up the stairs now. This is into the isolation zone. When you go to isolation, it's normally a very secretive place. This is the place where at a competition, the athletes are away from everyone. They're away from the media, they're away from the public, they're away from everyone. But this time we have the rare opportunity to go into isolation as soon as they stop hanging a curtain right where we are. So I'm just going to quickly sneak in. Okay, so welcome to isolation. For any of you guys wondering about a World Cup, about any big international competition, what you're going to see, this is it. This is the competitor's eye view. We've got some big names here. Michael Marwem, Olympic qualifier from France. Let's start with Michael. Michael, you excited to be here?
Yes, for sure. I'm here for the comp, the same of last year. Yeah.
And last year you won. You're looking to back it up this year?
I hope. I come, and the most important, it's I want to be strong, just that. And we will see the results.
Well, last time I checked, you were already pretty strong. So does this fit in with your Olympic preparation? You have no problem. You haven't been doing too much speed or too much lead. Does everything balances for you?
Yeah, now I train a lot. Today I'm not I don't take a break for this camp or for the French Championships in 2 weeks. Just I train for the Olympic, and it's not a problem. I like training. I like training 30, 40 hours in a day, and that's good.
30, 40 hours in a day. I hope he means 30, 40 hours in a week, but he is a bit terrifying like that. Next to him is legendary French climber, Bloussard, Nico Janel. Nico, long way from Fontainebleau?
Not so long, just 5 hours, but that's great to be here.
It's not so bad. You're not missing the forest too much inside?
Yes, and that's a great week in the forest, but I decided to come here before, so I'm very happy to climb here tonight.
How does it feel? Many people will only know you as the French coach for many years, and now you are back competing. You made it all the way back into the French team after being the coach. How does it feel to still be in the mix of it and one of these guys, not just telling these guys what to do?
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I was Michael, coach in the past, and now we climb together this morning, so that's a great feeling for me. I'm more focused on my outdoor project, but I really like competition, and I like compete some events in the year, and I'm more focused on the French nationals in 2 weeks, so that's a good preparation.
And when you say outdoor project, you have an outdoor project on bolts as well as boulder projects. I believe you have one in Bukes that you've been trying?
Yes, that's my main project for the next month, but that's a big project, and I work a lot to trying to do it, but I will see, and I'm quite optimistic that
so
I can do it.
There's little pockets tonight, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
some pocket works, yes.
Awesome. Well, that was Nico Janel. We're going to sneak further into isolation. We're going to see who's around. Coming up on this side of me is the Israeli Nimrod Marcus, super strong junior, but now you've stepped into the adult ranks. You're 21 now, or
20?
You're 20 now.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be? This is your first competition in Netherlands?
I was in a youth cup in Delft when I was younger.
Of course, yep. So you have been here before. You're enjoying the atmosphere. You're enjoying the culture.
Yeah, I really like this city.
You're enjoying the cold after Israel.
Maybe a bit too cold.
Maybe a bit too cold. Now, when do you go out? When do you climb tonight?
I'm 13th.
You are 13?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And do you start warming up now, or do you like to give it a little while? Or?
Yeah, I think I will start now.
Okay, well, good luck. We're psyched to see you tonight. Okay, we're going to head down You can see the climbers getting ready. They're getting their kit on. They're getting everything they need. Of course, this isn't a national comp, so they're not climbing in team kits. They're climbing in sponsor clothing. Here you have some coaches who are just, swanning around, pretending that they belong here, but, we'll forgive them this time, even though this one does say Vans off the wall. He thinks he's a bit of a skater, but we'll forgive him that. We are going to sneak down this side quickly, I think. We're just going to have to watch out there is a little bit of an obstacle, but we're going to come across, we're going to talk to some of our top qualifiers today. So we're going to have to sneak in. So with me I have Belgian legend Chloe Coulier. You excited to be here, Chloe?
Yeah, I'm very excited because it's a long time I didn't compete at the international level, so it's nice to be back.
Yeah, we didn't see you for most of the second half of last year. You've had a really good break. You looked super strong this morning. Did you change anything up in your break, or?
I think I just enjoy more climbing than last year when I was very focused on the Olympics, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. So this year I try to take it easier, and it pays, I think. So we will see.
It looked like it was paying this morning. I'm psyched to see you tonight, and good luck. I won't be cheering from the commentary booth because that'd be really annoying for everyone, but
thanks, Eddie.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
And we're going to try and get Loic Timmermans. Loic is hiding in the corner over here, so let me just quickly wave him over. This is one of the smartest men in international climbing. Really? Oh, come on, aren't you like a lawyer now?
Not yet.
Not yet? You're on your way.
Yeah.
So you can help us all get out of trouble when we slightly overcook things.
It's really expensive though.
It's really, well, I thought you were a Belgian lawyer, not a Swiss lawyer.
Yeah, it's true.
So, you're psyched to be here. This is your first international of the year?
Yeah. First bouldering season first bouldering competition for this year. So I'm pretty psyched. And then now I'm especially training lead, so it's a bit special to do bouldering. But it's really cool to do a bouldering competition, of course.
Yeah, no, it's always special when you get an international field and a bunch of people that haven't seen each other for a few months. It's nice to see everyone again.
Yeah, and qualifiers were really nice. Everyone was having fun and seeing each other. We haven't seen especially the boulders, we haven't seen each other for a few months. And so it was really nice to just be climbing together and having a good time.
I like how you say especially the boulderers, because last time I saw you, you were in the lead final in Inside. So, kind of especially a boulderer.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So what's your warm-up plan tonight? You're getting into it now just with a bit of band work, or you were just trying to avoid being interviewed?
Both. No, but now it's a bit special because we've been climbing this morning, so we are still warm. So now I'm not really climbing anything really, really hard in climbing. I'm just warming up with my bands, a bit of warm up on the ground, and then I will warm up especially my fingers to avoid any injury. And yeah, just feeling good actually, but not really doing anything super hard because I feel still a bit warm from qualifiers.
Yeah, you're carrying that over. You don't want to get too burnt out, and you don't want to use any skin, I guess, at this stage.
As well, yeah.
So, excellent. We're going to go further in. Thank you very much. Good luck tonight. Okay, we're going to go further in. I'm going to step over the slack line of doom, which hopefully doesn't catch out my cameraman, and he's going to follow me down. We're going to head towards the wall. And this wall here, as you guys will see, warm-up walls are not like what you get in the competition itself. They're mostly just splatter walls. They want as many holds as possible. They want to be able to get on. They want to be able to do a range of different movements. Normally they want to be quite powerful because they don't want to go into the competition and not have warmed up on powerful enough moves. Sometimes what you see at World Cups and other competitions I've been to is the warm-up walls are quite vertical and the holds are quite good. And that's actually risky for the climbers. They need the bad holds, they need to activate, they need to engage. So this is what they're doing here. They're just getting ready. I'm just looking for a couple more climbers to interview before we go. I can see one hiding just on the other side of the pole. Sorry to make my cameraman turn around again. I'm gonna come all the way around the pole. And I'm just going to quickly say hello to Swiss Olympic athlete Petra Klingler.
Hi.
How does that feel every time you hear that?
It's still kind of strange, but for sure really nice to hear.
Does it feel different coming into the season knowing that your whole season is effectively around one competition, not around a World Cup season like it normally would be?
for sure it's a little bit different, but I try to just keep it normal or like keep the routine up as it was the last couple of years. I know what to do, I know how it works, so I know how to climb.
Yeah, I've seen you win a few comps. I saw you way back in the day in Haiyang. I saw you, of course, win a spectacular World Champs in 2016. Anyone that hasn't seen that, one of the most emotional competitions you will ever watch. And I'm psyched to see you in Olympics. So good luck tonight, and we'll definitely see you many more times in the year. I wish I was better at English. It is my first language, but we all have bad days. So we're going to come through for one last climber. He's hiding in the corner, but I am going to get him. He can sometimes be recalcitrant. So we're going to come this way, and we're going to get the legendary Russian Alexei Rubtsov. So most of you guys have seen Alexei. Alexei, how old were you when you started climbing?
17.
17. How old were you when you won the Climbing World Championships?
20.
Yeah, take that in, everyone. He started climbing at 17. He won World Championships at 20. He has gone on to be one of the most successful boulder competitors ever. And are you going to be going to Moscow? You're going to be trying for Olympic selection, one last crack?
I'm not sure because our coach has not decided yet who will be in team. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, if he decided that I will go, yes, sure.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Alexei actually snapped his bicep ligament off last year in a competition.
Yes.
And has been coming back ever since. You told me earlier today you're not even training yet, you're just climbing.
Climbing is training.
Climbing is, okay, I stand corrected, that is definitely true.
Some another kind of training, like more stretching, balance exercises, another kind of training experiment this year.
Yeah, try switching it up. And of course lots of climbing in Ticino we've seen so far this year. So
climbing.
Yeah, how are you finding the balance between plastic and rock? You're obviously really enjoying getting a lot of time on rock at the moment.
One day I hope I will have an opportunity to climb only on rocks. But yeah, I live in Moscow and it's not a lot of rocks, and I have to train in the gym, but I like more rocks.
Yeah.
And also I like lead on rocks.
Yeah, and it's very different doing lead on plastic.
But yeah, it's difficult to do lead outdoor and then compete, so I do it only when it's like big stop between competition, or like this year I have 2 months after injury.
Okay, so yeah. Well, good luck tonight. I'm psyched to see you climb tonight. I'm psyched to see you climb this season, and there's a good chance I'll probably see you on the rocks somewhere as well. Okay, let's start making our way slowly out. We actually have one more climber, one last climber I just want to catch on the way out. She thought she got away without being caught, but this is the wonderful Franzi Sterer from Austria. Franzi, when did you last compete?
In Boulder World Cup Meiringen.
So 2019, almost a whole year ago since you last put your shoes on in anger.
Kinda, yeah. I had an elbow injury, so I was off for 1 year. So,
that's monstrous. But you looked fantastic today. You've obviously prepared well. You're feeling good.
Yes, thanks. So injury is all gone, and I'm really motivated to train and to work. And so I hope everything is going like it's planned.
And this is your first time at Dockmasters, obviously. How are you enjoying sleeping in a boatel?
It's really nice, actually. I slept like a baby. So maybe I will think about getting a boat or something.
Oh, well, Austria, well known for its boating.
Now it's coming a storm, I heard. So
yes, so tonight could be more interesting.
We will see.
Exactly. All right, well, thank you so much. Good luck tonight. Psyched to see you in action. We're going to start to head our way up. Now, what you may have heard me just discussing there with Franzi was sleeping in a boatel, because we are all sleeping in a boatel this weekend. So instead of putting us in a hotel, what the organisers did is they got some canal boats and they put us in canal boats. So we've been lucky enough to sleep in canal boats just down the road from here, perfect for Dockmasters. And yeah, it's been sublime, but it was a little bit rocky last night for some people. They definitely felt the swells under the boat. All right, I'm going to head down. I'm going to get myself ready. So let's go.
Cool. The bar will be open during the show.
Okay, as I walk down the stairs, getting back there. They have now unveiled the boulders for the athletes. There is 4 boulders for the men, 4 boulders for the women, as you would expect, just the same as in the World Cup. Exact same IFSC rule format here. The climbers will have 5 minutes per boulder. They're going to be getting amongst it soon. The first climbers are coming out at... Oh, sorry, it suddenly got very noisy and very crowded. The climbers are coming out at 8 o'clock. First climbers, so you'll only see one climber on the problem. After they've done 5 minutes, you'll see the second climber. And then after they've done, you'll see the third climber come out, and the first climber will be back on the second boulder, and so on until all the boulders are full. We have 20 men, we have 20 women to go through tonight. Once we get through to the other side, we will know who our finalists are for tomorrow. And for those of you wondering, and sorry, I'm breathing a bit hard because I had to bash my way through the crowd to get here. For those of you wondering, tomorrow we're going on to the live stream at 6:15, so a bit earlier than tonight. And I just want to introduce my co-host to you. So,
good evening.
Good evening. Please introduce yourself to your loving audience.
Hi guys, I'm Jeroen Nepfe. I'm a setter, and this time I'm doing a live stream with you.
You are indeed, and the reason I got him to introduce himself is I am horrible with names.
Yeah, that's never been so great, huh?
So if you're an English speaker natively, you can just call him Jelly. All the rest of us do. It comes with the territory. Now, I've known you a while, but you were supposed to be route setting for this competition, but there's a bunch of blue on your finger.
Yeah, a little black.
And a little black.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
Was setting the national competition for the Dutch team, and for the Dutch national, sorry. And my A4 pulley just blew up, so it happens. And then now I'm out of rotation a little bit for climbing and testing, and I still do a lot of work, but I mean, setting for this level, you need to test a lot, and that's just not going to happen with a screwed up finger.
Yeah, that's really not ideal, and it's just like being an athlete. You need to rest it. When you get an injury, you need to rest it and recover it because it can impact going forward.
Yeah. I need it for work, so I have to take it carefully, and maybe next year, maybe some other comes, but it'll be fine as long as I take care of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay, so let's talk about who we've got tonight, because we have some amazing climbers from all around the world. We have world champions, we have Olympic athletes, we have Olympic candidates, we have some incredibly good boulderers. Can we bring up one of the start lists and we will start? Okay, so there we go. We're starting with the women's from 20 down to 11. Now I'm going to let you go through these names and tell me about them, because most of these guys are from the Netherlands. You, of course, from the Netherlands, you probably know these guys better than I do, and I am not even going to try and pronounce some of these names.
Yeah, luckily I know all the names on the list, and I think we showed a lot. I mean, the Dutch people showed a lot of strength by having so many people in the semis already. It's quite funny to see that all these people from 20 to 11 are Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we managed to do quite a good round, I guess. I heard it was a pretty heavy round.
It was a tough round of qualifiers. Obviously, you guys didn't see qualifiers this morning. They weren't live streamed, but they were really cool problems. There was 8 problems that they had to try and complete as many of them as they could. And at the end, you saw Chloé Collier and Fanny Gibert from France, and Chloé is, of course, from Belgium. You saw them getting up 7, and I think with 8 zones, and then the field was really nicely spaced back from there. But if you look at this top 10, that's almost a top 10 worthy of a World Cup. And sorry, we just lost the graphic for a second there. But top 10, you're looking at Eloise Dumont, incredibly experienced, although still very young climber from Belgium. She's done a bunch of World Cups, specializes in lead, but a really good boulderer as well.
Yeah.
Franzrika Stera was a superb junior. Came into adults, has massive potential, but she did end up injuring herself. As I was talking to her earlier, she hurt her elbow and lost almost all of last season. Hurt it in the first comp, and this is her first comp back since Meiringen last year. Helene Wolf, is from Germany. She's well known to those of us who lived in Australia because she actually lived there for a year. Now she's down training in Innsbruck and living in Innsbruck. Lucy is another strong Belgian, so there's Belgians all through this field. And then the top qualifying Dutch female is Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn from Vermeer.
Yeah, what can you tell us about Lynn?
She's quite young still, but she's making headway on an international level. And I first knew about her from mostly a lot of lead climbing, but she seems to get quite along in the bouldering scene now too. And I see her quite often, and she seems to be increasing in strength quite a lot and technique. So.
And when you're saying quite young, the same thing goes for our next competitor, which is Oceana Mackenzie.
Yeah.
From all the way down in Oceania, from Australia, although, you know, we like to actually claim she's a New Zealander because both her parents are New Zealanders. And if you're going to pull pedantic, she was actually born in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, so, but she wants to call herself Australian, so we'll give her it this time. And a lot of people remember Osh because she came out last year, made finals in Meiringen in the bouldering and put on an incredible show, was just off the podium, was great to watch. One of the people that bet her to the podium that day
wow.
was Petra Klingler.
Well, of course she is. I mean, she's doing so amazing in the last years that I'm not surprised that she bested most people. Even today. I mean, only having Fanny Joubert above her, that's quite an impressive round again.
Wow, and Chloe and Nika. But yeah, there's a strong list of incredibly talented climbers up there. Nika Potapova, again, super young, 16 years old, already bouldered 8A plus outdoors, already climbed 9A on a rope outdoors.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
No, that's pretty impressive when you're still quite young, and especially, I mean, it's quite cool to see that a bunch of female climbers are now doing 9As and doing very hard 8s, great boulders.
Yeah, I mean, you just know that the future in the hands of people like herself, Chen So, Janja Garnbret, it's just to me the gap is going to close over the coming years. I think these top female climbers are going to really equalize the sport in a way we haven't seen since maybe Nihil, etc., back in the early 90s. Which, big call, but I'm going to stand by it because I've watched these guys climb and they're ridiculous. Now, moving over to the men's list, we got a much more mixed men's field as we look down into the bottom half of the 20 semi-finalists. Mark Brand, of course, is from the Netherlands. He's in there with his brother Paul Brand, who's qualified 5 places ahead of him. Little bit of family tension there.
It's getting interesting between those two.
And who's the younger of the two?
Paul is quite a bit younger.
Yeah, so he might be, you know, lording it over his older brother right now. That could be.
Yeah, it's quite fun to see that he used to always get crushed by Mark, and I think since this year or previous years he's pulling ahead and sometimes winning from his big brother. So
not bad.
Quite impressive.
Not bad. And moving down the list, we have Marco Hubers, legendary climber from Venezuela, also from Spain, currently from Belgium.
Yeah.
Definitely gets around. He has been the coach of the Belgium bouldering team for a couple of years now. Incredibly well-traveled, incredibly competent boulderer. Right in front of him is one of the guys he coaches, Nico Collin from Belgium, another young climber. And, of course, in front of Nico is a slightly older climber, but still not an old climber.
No, he's not that old yet.
But someone you know well, I assume?
I know him quite well. Yeah, he's I see him like I think like 10 times a year, and I'm always impressed with his just pure raw power in boulders.
Yeah, and of course here we are talking about Tim Rusa.
Yes, I forgot his name. Yeah,
you forgot his name because you only see him 10 times a year. Perfect start.
Yeah, but he's very strong. I'm very curious how he's doing in the rounds. I've seen the boulders already, and yeah, he could be doing quite well on it.
Perfect, yeah, I'm psyched to see him. He came second last year, looked fantastic. Qualified a bit worse this time, but is always one to watch on the big show boulders. In front of him, we have Pavlo Vekla, all the way from Ukraine. Then, of course, Paul Brand, who we mentioned. Up ahead of him, we have Alex Waterhouse. Alex Waterhouse just won the BIF competition in UK, which, of course, is the footless competition.
Yeah.
So if it comes to getting footless, Alex is one to watch. He is also a little bit crazy and emotional, so definitely one to watch just to see how he reacts to success and failure on the boulders. He puts on a show, and he's probably going to be wearing some colourful shorts, knowing...
Really? Is that a style? Showing off?
He's a bit flamboyant. Ahead of him, we have Loic Timmermans, who we just spoke to up in isolation. And ahead of him, talking about flamboyant, we have Yevgeny Zazulin from Russia, who Very emotional climber, wears his heart on his sleeve, great fun to watch. I got an amazing photo of him last year. Anyone that doesn't know, I run the circuitclimbing.com, and I got a great photo of him actually doing the fingers at the wall because he was so frustrated that he fell off a problem, and that problem cost him the opportunity to go into semi-finals at the Moscow World Cup, and he fell off the top hold, flipped the climb the bird, and as I said, he's an emotional climber. I was watching for something just like that.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a good show with him, huh?
It's going to be pretty handy, I reckon.
If he can keep his shit together, he's going to end up high, you think?
I think he's got the potentially absolute powerhouse. He looks like a tank, like you would not want to run into him in a dark alley. All right, ahead of him we have Louis Parkinson, then we're going into the top 10, Don Vanderleer. So Don is the top qualifying
Dutch guy, yeah.
Dutch guy.
Yeah.
Not bad for the Don. I always call him the Don, which probably means nothing in Dutch, but...
He's not a Don yet, but he might be someday.
He's on his way. Ahead of him, Kipras, who has just opened a gym in Lithuania. Nimrod Marcus, who we met earlier from Israel, incredibly talented in his junior years, stepping up into senior ranks, doing well. Billy Rydell, this guy is the sleeper. Watch Billy Rydell. Billy Rydell is incredibly competent at climbing. One day the stars will align and he will show everyone up, and everyone will be like, where did he come from?
Wow. We'll see.
We will see. Ahead of him, Nathan Phillips, world champ finalist, amazing climber. Alexei Rupsov, we talked to upstairs, won the world championships 3 years after he started climbing. Not everyone can say that.
That's crazy.
Arthur Tene from France, who is the training partner of Michael Marwem. They both come from Viron, down in the Grenoble area. Nico Janelle, who we met upstairs. And then leading out qualifying today, the lanky Ukrainian himself, the legend that is Sergei Tepishko. And,
well,
Sergei's looking for some redemption this weekend. There was a bouldering competition in Poland last weekend, and he ended up just on the wrong side of the bubble. He was 7th, so he is looking to make it back in.
Wow.
So as you can see on the screen now, the commentators are just introducing themselves to the crowd. They're telling them all about what's going to happen. They're telling them about the format that we told you, everything like that. They're getting them psyched. Dude's wearing the same hat I'm wearing because, you know, we're representing Boulder Hall Energiehaven here.
Yes, of course.
You're not. You're just wearing like a woolly jumper.
Yeah, I'm cold, man. But I think tomorrow I'll get a t-shirt for it, and I can rock it too.
I was going to say, for those of you that don't know, we are basically sitting in a sauna right now.
Yeah, I think it's halfway through I have to put off my sweater. I just like to show it off, so that's why I'm wearing it right now.
It's a very fashionable sweater. You're a fashionable man. Okay, so we are inside a minute to go till the first climbers come out. So we're going to be seeing Mark Brand from the Netherlands, and we're going to be seeing
Albrecht Costa,
who is also from
the Netherlands.
There you go.
Yeah, we can repeat that for all the women's. But,
for quite a while, yeah.
For quite a while. Maybe we should introduce the next up in the list when we don't see a Dutch woman.
Yeah, maybe we just go countries when we don't see that it's another Dutch, just so. Or you could say where they're from in the Netherlands if you know any of these guys. But
well, I have it on the paper here, else I would never know who's where from. But
there we go.
Yeah, little cheat sheet.
Yeah, nothing like a little cheat sheet.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're counting down. So the climbers come down the stairs where I went up. They walk around the back, and they're going to start on the right-hand side of the wall for the first problem.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, first problems, I should say, plural, because men's and women's. And then they're going to tick across. So camera should pan across any moment now, and we're going to see
Elrich in there. Yeah. She's already on the mats and getting ready to get on.
Yeah, and there's a cameraman with a pot belly because that's a fashion accessory. It's accessory if you're a photographer. Believe me, I've got my own.
And she's getting on. Oh, she reached the boulder right as the setters intended it. So.
Yeah, you went through these with the setters earlier. They did explain these sequences to you. I know a couple of them, but not as many as you. So we can talk a bit about the boulders to you, but at this stage, let's just see the climbers discover them and work it out.
Yeah. Oof. Suppose a little jumpy start.
Do you think for Albrecht she's really got to plant that left hand and keep that elbow locked and that shoulder locked to get the swing?
If you do it this way, yeah, that's the ideal position. Of course, you have to pull in the right shoulder quite heavily to not twist out or fall over. I think she looks quite okay on the first two tries. So let's see if she can actually manage it.
Yeah, it's just a case of basically getting that left arm locked out enough that she can really load onto that right and control the swing. Mark's looking a little bit tenuous here as well.
Yeah, you can see that it's both a sort of jump into a push. The interesting thing, what you can see, because they're doing a sort of similar move, is that Mark Bonds, when he does jump, he has his right arm a lot more locked in. And that's what you want when you do this kind of jumps. And you see with Elbrich,
Well, you see your feet in that case, but yeah.
She ends up with a straight arm on the right hand, and then it's very hard to get the shock from the jump. And,
to control the muscles.
To control the muscles and not to swing out. It's quite a heavy load to get it on one arm with a straight arm. And you see with Mark, I think he's getting quite close to doing it already.
Yeah, so there's a lot more shoulder engagement on Mark, isn't there? He's keeping a little bit of tension in that right arm. But it just, I don't know that I like what he's doing. And I'm going to tell you, and you're going to tell me I'm wrong, because
Ooh, that's impressive. What a good move.
Straight in the zone. Sorry to be distracted here, but...
Ooh, she's got some speed ups. Ooh. No time to waste.
No, that's
she's got a top already. That's impressive. Very nice round for Elbrich. Good start of the round.
Yeah, only a couple of minutes in. Now, these problems may be the easiest in the round. Quite often they set them problems to begin with, which aren't as challenging as the ones a little bit deeper. Would you agree?
It depends a little bit on what the chief setter wants to do. This time I had the opportunity to talk to Romain Carbusset, who's chiefing the whole dockmasters for the professionals. And he told me that they want to start out with a little bit more accessible boulder, so they can warm up into the round and maybe make it a sort of giveaway for the, well, maybe let's say number 10 till 20 for both fields to warm up a little bit for the rounds. And then in 2 and 3, that's where they have to get all the muscles on, and there's no room for error anymore.
Yeah, they did definitely look much more physical, the second and third boulders, when I looked at them earlier. What I was talking about with Mark here, just looking at this boulder, and I didn't examine this boulder closely because it was behind a curtain when I was down there, but he's firing for somewhere with his left hand, which isn't really chalked up at all. In fact, I'd say all the chalk on there is from him. Do you think he's reading it right? Is he going to the right place?
I am not super sure, because I had to read the boulders behind a curtain, because of course the competitors couldn't see it, and I had to talk with some setters behind the curtain, and I couldn't really see it around. Romain wasn't really clear about it, and like he did it now, that I think was more the intended beta.
Yeah,
very
I agree. Now. I think, you know, looked really solid until his feet weren't.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I was wondering that because his earlier sequence and just hitting that volume, which was really very bad at that angle and had no chalk on it, I was like, wow, I was going to use the word optimistic.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mark is maybe a very optimistic guy, but you can also see it as trying to be inventive when you're doing a round. It's maybe not smart to do like 10 times the same thing, and you can see now that he's changing up betas. A little bit later in the round, got only 25 seconds left. Let's see, he has the time to get to the top still. He looked quite solid, and it was just a slip, so we'll see.
Oh, no.
Ooh, no,
that just didn't work for him that time.
15 seconds is a little bit too little to get to the top.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, he did establish the zone, did he?
Yes.
He established the zone. He knows he's not going to get any further, so just with a few seconds on the clock, it's time to walk away. For any of you guys that aren't familiar with the sport, these guys have 5 minutes to attempt each boulder. After about 5 minutes, they then have 5 minutes break before they attempt the one following. So the climbers come out. Here we have the second one out, all the way from Belgium via Spain, via somewhere else I can't actually remember, and originally from Venezuela is Marco Hubes. And on the female side, we have
Mara Voorthuis from the Netherlands, of course.
Yeah, Hoogland.
Hoogland, I must say I don't know where it is.
Well, that makes two of us.
Yeah, I must say I don't know that much about Mara Voorthuis. I've seen her, but I can't remember how well she climbs. But of course she did quite well in the quali, else she wouldn't be here.
No, and we're going to find out pretty soon. Let's see how. Yeah.
Marco Hubes right away found the static option to get to the zone.
Well, this is the wonderful thing about Marco. When you watch Marco, he is using. You know, this guy's been climbing since some of the people he's competing, or since before some of the people he's climbing against were born. And I'm not saying that to be rude. He is in his mid-30s now. He has massive experience, and he just reads things well. He's a fantastic climber on rock, fantastic climber in competition.
And a fantastic route setter, actually.
And
I've had the
handy
opportunity to set with him, and he's very strong, and he knows how to set boulders. And I think that's always a plus when you're doing competitions. If you have so much experience and so much setting experience too, you can really read boulders maybe a little bit better than some younger professional climbers. But we'll see how he goes here.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing you say, because if you can effectively speak the language of boulders, if you can look at something and envisage what the route setters were going for, it can become a whole lot less cryptic. You know, Mark probably used half his time just trying to figure out how to start it effectively. Marco walks in and just goes, I'll do that.
Yeah, very easy decision making, and I'm curious. Oh, he's actually feeling the volume wedges now. Sometimes it's a good strategy to feel the volumes, and maybe you can cram. Oh, actually, we have a zone for Mara. See if she can get to the top just as fast as Ulrich.
From here, the boulder definitely didn't look too bad for Ulrich. Like,
can she straighten the arm?
It's the mental. It's having that tricep. No, she's. Come on. You got to get the foot up and get over it. Needs to get over and get that tricep engaged.
Ooh, and you can see the pain in her eyes. Yeah, straightening that left arm is just brutally hard. Ooh, what a shame. Marco's back on.
This is where you see the strengths and weaknesses in the climber. She may have done the first move from how it looked a little bit easier than Albrecht, but then the last move, the mantle, Albrecht made look easy, whereas Mara seemed to struggle on that. It was just different strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if she can get to the zone again so fast and have another good burn at the top. I think that tricep needs a little bit of rest in there before you can get to the top again. Marco Hubert just fell out once more. I don't know where he was going, but it seemed like he just wanted to go straight up and get over the wall and then go to the top hold, which is of course illegal. But
and if it's taped.
That's true. Which
so for any of you that don't know competitions, there is a bunch of rules about what you can climb on a competition wall, and one of those rules is basically you cannot hold an unfinished edge. So if there's an unfinished edge on the wall, then that is out of bounds. Now, I do not know if the top of this wall is unfinished, because it actually goes to a mezzanine, and if there was a finished top, then if someone had the inclination, they could literally, if they had gone and checked beforehand, because they would have had to have looked earlier, or they'd have to know the gym, they could just reach up, grab that. Very similar to what Jan Hoyer did in 2016 in Adidas Rockstars, where he did a similar cheat.
Yeah, the super cheat.
Legendary cheat.
Then he did it again, right, next year.
Yeah, and, you know, but when we shouldn't say cheating, because it's not cheating, it's smarting. It's being...
Yeah, you're definitely right. I call it cheating because from a setter's perspective, I like to call it this way.
Marco almost got that, and now he needs physio.
Yeah.
That one twisted him in half.
But actually, when we're talking about the top of the wall, I don't think they added black tape, but I do think that the jurors maybe did in isolation, did a little talk about the rules of the round and some specialties. And I think they discussed this, that it's not allowed to go straight up over the wall and then come back to the top. That'll be quite an interesting thing to see.
I guess we'll see. If it hasn't been discussed, you can keep an eye out. I can't see it happening, but sometimes you get that clever climber that's just like, hey, I've got an inside here.
Yeah. I mean, you got to reward outsmarting the setters and the competition. I mean, why not?
It's not cheating. It's being tactically astute.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Sometimes people get dirty about that, but suck it up. If someone knows the rules better and is optimizing, they're just smarter.
Yeah. I mean, that's competition climbing, right?
It is. Speaking of competition climbing, we're having a bit of a Belgian invasion. I don't know.
Ooh, and we have Anja van Essen on the left side.
That was not a very pleasant fall from Nico Collin there. Those are the dangerous falls. When you come in sideways and put your arm out, that's how you dislocate your elbow.
Unfortunately, I've seen it a couple of times happening, and it's not a pretty sight, but let's not hope this will happen. He's experienced enough to probably not let it happen. Ooh, and Anja's got the
Anja
zone
just
probably.
walked up there. It's interesting because now we've got four boulderers on screen. You have two boulders in action, so you got Mark, you got Albrecht, you got Anja, and you've got Nico, and here you go. And you're trying to push it out.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see how hard this suddenly looks.
Yeah. Well, I can talk some details about this move, but you see that she
good. This is good. Look at her. She's brought her hips over her heel. Once you bring your hips over your heel, you can do that.
Perfect. What a great top from her.
Yeah.
I think we will see and hear a lot more from her in the future, because I've seen her over the last year a little bit more, and she is really, really, really a beast and has superb technique for such a young woman.
How old is she roughly? Do you know? Ballpark.
15.
Okay, so still young.
Can be still off by 2 years, but she's quite young, and I think she's gonna turn some heads in this round.
Yeah. So here you can see, as I said a moment ago, we had 4 boulderers on the wall. Now we're down to 3, but you have Mark here on the second problem. Now this problem, really physical. The setters described this one as a pumper. They said it was definitely like power endurance-y.
Yeah. When I was talking to the setters, they tried to put a whole set together, and this set has a lot of tension and power in there. But you can see there's some diversity in the moves, and this was definitely the finger boulder. They wanted to test some fingers and some reading into the technique. There's some special moves in there, and I think Mark could be able to do it in the second try, because it was just a little zip. Maybe he can. It's
interesting. He just looked like his body sort of dropped out. You need to hold your tension so that you keep the pressure on those feet. We'll see if that happens. Nico really close to zone there. Just doesn't seem comfortable on the boulder yet. So we'll have to see how that one pans out.
He looks a bit confused.
Yeah, and Mara also seems to be struggling on the second woman's boulder. Was it Mara?
No, it's Elbrich. It's Elbrich.
Elbrich, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, these two are way heavier than the first one, physically at least. It's just pure raw power climbing, and there are some little tricks in there that make it special. But I mean, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have any biceps or any body tension.
So this is real bring your guns out territory.
Yeah, and luckily all these women have it. As far as I know.
All these climbers full stop have it. You don't make semi-finals at something like this unless you got some guns. So.
Yeah.
And some brains. The brains definitely come in.
Oof, a very low start.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't seem to work.
Nico, I don't know what he's doing different there. It doesn't look very... Okay.
He's got it now.
Well, you hope. Yeah, it could be commentator's curse. Let's see. He doesn't...
Everybody's on the wall. Ooh.
No.
Mark is also back on, I think, for his second try. Oh, yeah. Nice undercross, very deep drop knee.
Massive drop. Oh, that was lucky. That was just positive enough that he was able to reset on it. He got the zone there, so the zone could be important on countback, especially because he struggled so long to get the zone on the first problem. So for any of you wondering about scoring, the goal is to get to the top of as many boulders as you can in the fewest attempts as possible. So that is designated as 1 top, 2 tops, 3 tops, or 4 tops. After that, they're going to count the zones. So the zones are those black diamonds halfway up the roots with the red tape going to it. So if you have 3 tops and 4 zones, that's going to be worth more than 3 tops and 3 zones. So it's important, even when you're not getting to the top, that you're getting to the zone. And it was great that Mark definitely made it to both zones, whereas Albrecht, for example, I don't think was anywhere near the zone on the second.
I don't think she had a zone, no.
Okay, 2 new climbers.
Yeah, you got the whole crew on the mat, cleaning the whole boulder again, because it has to be, of course, a little bit fair. These things get really slippery if there's too much chalk on it, but they also get very slippery when there's no chalk on it. So,
you think there's some Nihil fans in the crowd?
No. I didn't see him.
So.
Ooh, Lisa Clem almost got it on the first try.
I mean, right now it almost looks like a Dutch competition.
Yeah. Well,
you've got Marco hiding in the corner, but apart from that, everyone else. The legend Tim Rusa, who we discussed earlier, came second last year. He's just lined up on the first boulder. You got Lisa Clem, who also climbed superbly last year on the second boulder. On the first woman's boulder, I should say.
Sorry, I was looking at the climbers. I was very intrigued with what's happening on the wall.
They were all on the mats. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you just zoned out.
I zoned out a little bit.
You did.
Thinking about climbing moves all the time. Ooh, very nice, very solid from Lisa. Yeah.
I was super impressed by her climbing last year. I saw her in Dockmasters last year when I think she was only like 14 or something, and she was
owning it.
Owning it.
Yeah, she seemed to crush the whole final. She beat some very high-end top climbers.
Yeah, and Marco's doing really well here.
Yeah.
Just lost that tension.
I think we can count him as a Dutch guy, right? I mean, he's
Marco?
coming out as a Belgian team, so let's count it as Dutch. I think it's still sort of part of the Netherlands. Can I say this? I probably can't, huh?
You probably can't. No, there's probably a few nationalists out there that are sharpening their knives right now. So,
well,
but you know, I think he is dating a Dutch woman, so we can say, you know.
Yes. So let's count it as that.
Let's call him Dutch, and let's just say everyone out there Dutch, Dutch-ish, not Duchess.
Not Duchess.
Not
no,
Duchess.
No,
that'd be, I don't know, Meghan Markle or someone. But alrighty, interested to see Tim is
struggling, huh?
Yeah, and next to him, Lisa's making it look like a cakewalk. But
he's got again problems with the top. Maybe it's like a little bit anti-morpho. It's like she's quite tall.
There's a little bit too much length there, you think?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, you have to get the weight quite heavily on your leg.
I think you really need to get over, and you don't.
So you switch it to a heel, doesn't figure it out.
I was going to say the heel I could not see working. So when we watch Tim on it, he's on the ground right now, but we watch Tim Russo on the right-hand side. He doesn't seem to want to get into that dihedral, into the corner like you saw Marco. He's staying much more in line under the zone hold, and as soon as you reach for it, he just tips out left.
Yeah. Do you think he's just doesn't read it well?
Yeah. And I can say that as someone completely incapable of climbing anywhere near the grade he does.
No.
Which is most of us.
I've seen this before with Tim, that he sometimes gets stuck on a boulder, and I saw it a lot more back a couple of years back, where he's very stuck on one beta. But he really improved on changing his beta halfway through a round, and I'm quite surprised he hasn't tried something else yet.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. He was still going with that right hand rather than the left. Marco locked in. Come on, boy.
Very beautiful with the feet. Stuck in there with a semi-toe hook or something.
This is the real tricky thing, I think, is... Yeah.
And he couldn't keep his feet in. Yeah, you're going to get pooped out of the boulder when you cut the feet there.
Yeah, it's going to be really curious to see just
you see it here? Oh, look at this. His left foot perfectly twisted. Turns back and he cuts loose.
Yeah, and as soon as he goes, helicopter opens up.
Yeah. Lisa again in the shots for getting to the top. Ooh. Does that count as a zone, what Tim just did?
No, anyone watching that, Tim just reached up and touched the zone, but he didn't. Oh.
Wow, that's an interesting beta by Lisa. Let's see if she can finish it off with the second hand.
She needs to get the knee. It's not graceful, it's not tidy, but it's effective.
It works, and that's all that counts, right?
Exactly.
You can use knees, necks, heads. As long as it works, use it.
Yep, backside.
Ooh, you can see Tim now getting the different beta.
Well, Tim switched it up. Tim's now going with his left hand.
Let's see if 20 seconds is enough for him.
Yeah, and we don't... Oh,
we'll see.
Lisa's leaking blood. It's a good sign, but hopefully she gets some tape on that.
Tim with 10 seconds.
Well, he's got the zone. I can't see him getting to the top from here.
This is going to be tough. And he's just... I thought he was setting up to jump to the top.
I thought it was the Hail Mary coming up. I thought it was going to be the glory jump. It's good to see the crowds packed in here. If the camera pans around, they said they had close to 300 tickets sold tonight, which
was sold out.
Was sold out. That's not too bad. A lot more people tonight. Tomorrow night they're going to absolutely ram the place to the rafters for finals, which I'm psyched for.
I'm really psyched on it. Yeah.
Last year the atmosphere was electric. It's always a bit different in semis. Semis, when you're watching, they're so much fun to watch, but you don't actually know the story of the competition until quite late in the semi, because you've got 20 climbers.
Yeah.
And someone comes out early and they does well on a boulder, and you're like, okay, maybe it's easy, and then no one else does it, and you're like, wow, that person was incredible. But it's only retrospectively you see that.
Yeah, you see so many people on the wall, it's going to be a little bit easier to watch and to follow for people tomorrow. This is just how a semifinals goes, and it's else this round would take like 5 hours. If you want to have everybody separate.
Oh, if you want to do it final format, you'd need to set up a tent outside. So we have some new climbers on number 1.
Nora van Wassenaar, if I'm correct, on Boulder 1.
Yeah, and Pavlo Vekla from Ukraine. So good international mix-up of Dutch plus someone else, which seems to be a trend right now.
It's a trend until number 10, and then we get some more international field at the women's at least.
Exactly.
Let's see how Mark does in the
this is a really good high angle of number 3. Now that's a really different style power to what they had on number 2. It's still a really powerful problem, but whereas number 2 was all fingers, that looked all open hand. And
yeah, that was a very conscious choice by the setters to really change up the beta, make it both very physical, very tensiony, but just change the sort of holds. And let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and
we see Albrecht in women's number 3. It's good with a high heel hook. I talked about it with the setters, and they think it's quite hard to do with the left heel up high. They think maybe a toe hook with the right hand is a little bit more solid. Ooh, he
Mark almost out, but look, you can actually see the sweat marks on the hold. You can see where the... and he saw it as well. He's straight up there with the brush.
Yeah, it's not something you want on there, huh?
Yeah, not ideal. So Albrecht, who's on women's 3, now the setters actually told me that the move where she fell, they felt was the hardest individual move in the women's round.
Really?
So maybe not the hardest boulder, but the hardest individual movement was that move up to the hold before the zone.
Yeah, well, now she jumps it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has a toe in. Ooh, and Mark is jumping it, and he sticks it this time. Way more solid, less swing out. Ooh, that's a very, very bad sloper. Yeah, you see the little... We call them ducks, because they look like a duck, the little crimps on the left side.
Ah.
Yeah, if you chuck them up, you get a little duck face.
We just call them little crimps.
Yeah.
Well,
no, they're not crimps. They're actually
not...
very, very slopey. Very, very tiny.
But they just work on the angle because it's going around the corner, so you get some...
Yeah, you get some friction in there. They're fully no texture on the outside of the holds, but in the middle there's a little textured area.
That's just like a rib,
barely enough. Yeah, you see them a lot with slap boulders for the feet. And this time we see them for the hands.
So pretty much just ribbed for your pain.
Yes, yes.
Alrighty. So we're only seeing a couple of the boulderers here who are both on the deck. The cameras will flip around if the others are doing anything spectacular, I'm sure. We're just going to wait and see what happens there. Minute left on the clock for this rotation. Albrecht, I think she's not excited by this one. She's not looking like the world's happiest person.
Oh, come on. She's in a semi-final. Why wouldn't you be happy, right? Maybe before and after you can be happy, but during the round, yeah, you can have some frustration in there.
Yeah, and I think after the round she'll be pretty psyched because she actually got a top, which when you come out at this level and get a top is always exciting.
And so far she's beaten quite a couple of people who came after her in that first boulder.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
She's going for another burn.
Yep. Mark is thinking about 30 seconds. Nico, this I thought would suit Nico Cullen. He's super strong.
Yeah.
Really burly guy. But just, yeah, this, let's see.
And he jumps into it.
Yes.
Ooh, that's very,
Saw
very
the power scream. The power scream was all about, I'm going to hold on to that. 10 seconds to go. This is...
Tiny little piats and then a weird top, which we'll see if he has time for it.
Nope.
Ooh, yeah, wow.
Oh, just when I wrote him off.
He tops it.
Yeah, when I saw him wind up for that, I honestly thought the top wasn't going to be good enough.
No, me neither. I heard the setters had a little bit of a different idea for the top, but this seems to be working quite well.
That worked really well.
I think more semi-finalists are going to do it this way.
And first top for the men's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. I haven't seen any tops yet.
Well, we have now.
We see Mark. No, that's not Mark. That's Tim. Tim and Boulder 2. Oh, we got
this could suit Tim. I think, it's just all about being strong and holding on. So number 1, we're looking at, this is the sibling rivalry taking off right here.
That's Paul.
Paul, who's going to try and work out how to do it better than his brother. And has already. Sorry, Mark, you're a lovely guy.
Yeah, they both are, but it's just, you got to root a little bit for the younger guy, right?
Yeah. And this is Julia Major, if I'm not mistaken, on the women's side. Yep. And she is another Dutch climber, so you've got 2 new Dutchies on the mats right now.
Yeah.
Julia, I was super impressed with her climbing as a junior, but then I guess life kind of got in the way. She had a couple of injuries. She's doing college.
Yeah, she's working now.
She's working.
But I'm always impressed to see what she can do.
Yeah.
Because,
Speaking of what they can do.
She sucks me. Lisa Clem got the zone.
She got the zone.
And this undercling where she's going to the little jab is really, really horrible. You need a lot of smearing power on the right foot.
There's nothing on that right volume,
No.
is there, for the foot?
No.
She's just scumming.
Yeah, and the dip on
unscumming.
the higher ice cone is very, very, very tiny. So she fell off, couldn't finish it. Back. Ooh, she's got different beta, Julia Meyer, for Boulder number 1, which also was a very good option according to the setters.
She's explosive, and I think if she gets that and can just swing that left foot up and plant it at the right time, she's going to hold that move.
Yeah.
As I was saying, a really good climber, but just life kind of got in the way and maybe curtailed her dreams a little bit. But she's still, I think, definitely one to watch.
She's still very, very, very good. I've had the opportunity to set for her really a lot of times, and it's kind of weird. Sometimes she does amazing, and the next time she just feels a little bit off. But I give her good chances to do it well in this round. I mean, she's already inventive with the jump, finding some different ways to do it.
Speaking of different ways, trying to find the sneaky toe hook static rollover. Meanwhile, Paul is working the dihedral again. And Lisa is also back up to zone again. This is a really interesting thing, because here you have Lisa on the second problem. And that's not going to work. But she's burning a lot of power to do that every time.
It's very exhausting.
Do you keep trying when it's not working, or do you go, you know what, I cannot figure this out, I have zone?
I think experienced World Cup climbers, you see them use less tries in finals and semifinals just to save energy. And I think maybe I can't speak for her or read her minds, but you see it more often that younger climbers just take a lot more burns.
Yeah, junior climbers just go on to attack mode.
Yeah, you just want to top it, get super psyched on the boulder, super focused, and just these experienced setters just get a little bit more time. Wow. That would look very, very, very beautiful.
I always expected that from Julia. I was just hoping she'd worked it out in the time.
She seems to be doing quite well on the mental. Got the weight very much on the foot.
She's technically good. She knows to get basically her backside over her heel, and then if she can straighten out that left hand, she's going to reach it.
Oh yeah, she's got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Comfy.
Very nice. That's very good.
Yeah, a little bit of experience.
That's a good
whole
start.
lot of talent, good combination.
Yeah, she's climbing for a long, long time already.
Yeah, and how old would she be now? 20, 21?
I don't dare to say. I'll be probably off by 5 years, but I think she's somewhere in the 20 region. Yeah.
Yeah.
Younger.
Yeah. I remember. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been the IFSC photographer for a long time. I've been around World Cups and junior comps for a long time, and I remember bumping into her and always thinking she was aging out, and then finding out she was in like youth A or something, and being like, oh, okay, so we'll see you for another few years in this category. So, because some people just don't look like, Lisa Clem, for instance, looks her age.
Yes.
But Julia Measure has looked 20 since she was about 15, I think. So.
I'm curious if she will comment to you after this round about these remarks, but we'll see if
that's a rude thing to say. I mean,
yeah.
If I said she looked 40 when she was 16, that's a whole nother ball game. But
yeah, well, I think she's going to be okay with what you're saying.
I think so, and if not, I'm not in the same country as her after this weekend, so she'd have to find me. I'm not staying in Switzerland, anyone? No.
Where are you going to go after this?
Switzerland.
Oh. Switzerland. Oh, damn. You heard it here, Julia. You can find him over there.
All right, next couple of climbers are out. We have Noor. No, has Noor already climbed? No, yeah. Noor is out this time. And the man with the colourful shorts, all the way from the United Kingdom, Alex Waterhouse. I'm curious to see how Alex does on this first problem. Purely because Brits are amazing at wiggling their way up horrible little dihedral things. It's all that gritstone experience. They're like, wow, that looks awkward and uncomfortable. Give it to me every day.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, huh?
I mean,
they can hump up walls, I always call it. Yeah, it's struggling, and he's put a finger in a little screw hole.
Yeah, he's definitely gone, wow, there's some bolt holes there. They look amazing.
Oh yeah, full crimp.
Full crimp, bolt
Must be
hole.
very nice for the fingers, and it doesn't work out.
Well, put it this way, he probably needed to clean his shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, and Noor and the females. Noor isn't generating up at the moment. That was like a pretty poor jump attempt by her. It's like a sighting attempt, but in any international comps, you cannot waste attempts sighting holds. And when I say sighting holds, what I mean is when you do like a little jump just to see the range. You can't do a rangefinder jump because in an international competition, every go has to be going for it.
Everything counts.
You know, it gets to the end of a comp and you've used one try too much because you just wanted to jump up and tap a hold. You know, it's not a puppy. You don't have to pat it on the head.
Yeah, that's very true. I think you cannot go half out, especially if you're a competition climber. You just have to go full out every time.
Yeah.
Especially with jumps, it's better to over jump and then take it down on a second try than to under jump and see what happens.
Yeah, because you still have to jump further anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So it's in general better to over jump something because then you can compensate the backlash of the jump instead of jumping too short and what I said in the beginning of the stream, getting in the straight arm.
The only time over jumping really doesn't work is if you're jumping to something really slopey where you're going to blow past it. But you're going to want to establish on the hold you're catching, and even if you over jump slightly on the first attempt, at least you know what you're going to. Then you've felt it. Okay, this is Alex Waterhouse trying something, and now looking upset at the universe.
Witte is struggling. He doesn't
Nora
seem
struggling. Pavlo Vekler he's being techie, but he's also being somewhat confused. He's put his foot. Oh, that was nice. Pavlo put his foot where his hand had to go, and I wasn't sure if he'd get out of that, but he did. Alrighty.
Yeah,
so we got
on the right side. He's got the start figured out.
Oh
yeah, boulder number 4.
Yeah,
we didn't see that much yet of it.
No, this is our first view of boulder number 4. Boulder number 4 is lower angled for both the men and the women.
Yeah.
So they've done the two powerful problems through 2 and 3, and then they get a bit of a respite from the angle, but not a respite from the intensity.
We see a different way from Noor how to do the jump. Ooh, and we see Alweg on boulder number 4. It's quite an interesting one. The right volume is super, super bad. You can't put any pressure on there. So you just have to do this tiny, tiny dynamic move to the right crimp, and then you get pressure on the right
You're
foot.
saying the right volume of your foot there was the one that's bad, so you kind of have to go over it and then step on it rather than try and roll across on it.
You just have to float above it, sort of, while touching it, and once you make the tiny dynamic move with your right hand, get to the little crimp, then the pressure gets on there, and that's very, very hard.
Nice.
And I personally love these super tiny dynamic moves.
Yeah, you can see she just...
She's trying it with a toe. That's interesting. Ooh, and she tries to jump right away over to the zone.
Which is not going to work, let's be honest.
Maybe with someone stronger, but I don't see it happening.
Waterhouse has got...
He's got the zone.
He's got the zone now. He's just got to take the swing here and plant his foot high.
Yeah, and that right crimp is really bad. Oh, that's very beautiful.
That was some crafty footwork right there. Went straight into the clamp.
And then here you
now
see
he's
this
trying to
proper
pretend
British
there's a
work.
hold.
Yeah, the proper British climbing, holding screw holes, holding edges of the wall, and he's got some weird, interesting feet work.
He even got the French blow, and Alex Waterhouse with a French blow goes to the top.
Is he able to top it? Yes.
Yes.
Got it. That's a first. That's impressive.
That's the thing I love about Alex. He's so reserved and, you know, recalcitrant about life. You don't really know how he feels about the boulder, but...
He has at least gotten a good eye to work in a boulder. You can see that every attempt he got a little bit closer and worked a little bit better in there.
Yeah, and that means we now have 2 men with tops. So you had Nico Collin on 2. Now you've got Alex Waterhouse with the first top of the first problem. So that means that 2 of the 4 problems have been done. In the women's, we still only have 1 problem done, yes? We still only have the first problems being topped.
That's very impressive. It's a hard round, it seems, but I mean...
It's a hard round.
Top 10 is coming up.
When you're setting to a World Cup field, which you really are, with people like Petra Klingler, Chloe Collier, Fanny Gilbert, you got to set to them. You can't set to the locals, or you're going to end up with 7 or 8 people potentially making finals, and that doesn't work unless you've got all night.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that when I was talking to the chief setter Romain. He told me that they didn't talk at all about the climbers or the grade. It was just like this is what I want, and the moves will figure out the group, and not really focus on the set of climbers, which is quite interesting for a chief to be doing.
Well, it's interesting. It's also confident, but then he is French.
He is French, and he is a very, very, very experienced setter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's...
here you see, speaking of very experienced, you put Tim on bad holds, and suddenly he's like, yeah, well, now he looks very unhappy, but...
Yeah.
Tim sometimes wears his heart on his sleeve. I've seen him show a bit of emotion.
He can definitely express emotion. That makes him great in these rounds because there's just so much to look at.
Yeah.
In the good and the bad way, he's super excited if he tops, and you can see the sadness when he doesn't.
Yeah, and I think it's important in sport to display that disappointment. You know, you never watched tennis because McEnroe looked happy when he lost. You watched it because he was freaking the heck out.
Yeah. We got Paul inside here.
Yeah. Is he going to plant the drop knee? Yeah, here we go.
Of course.
This just makes me want to cry. I snapped my PCL doing a move like that.
Yeah, they're quite strenuous on the knees and the hips.
That was the move that ended my climbing career, so...
Now we got Sabina van Essen, which is the sister of Anja van Essen. Just as crazy good of a climber yet. So I'm very, very psyched to see what she can do. She's doing very well. Actually, they both are doing really well in a national competition at the moment. And yeah, I just think just like her sister, she's gonna get far.
Yeah, and you got Marco Hubes, who's
Boulder number 4.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's a sneaky heel hook, I'll do it, and then his other foot blows.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting because the slab is not that bad, but the boulder is hard. Oh yeah, we've got Van Essen topping it out. That's impressive.
Is she the older one or the younger one of the two sisters? Do you know?
Out of my head, I think she's the younger one, but
so she's got one up on
I
her
mix them up
sister.
so far. But because they have a very similar climbing style, and they at least to me, and they're both just rocking it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oof. So Luke Timmermans here, he uses the tall man's beta to get into that first zone hold, I should say, or only zone hold on men's one. But now this next move is.
Yeah, I kind of like the previous attempt from Alex Waterhouse. It was very beautiful. He did like the open feet on the next volume with a little hop on the feet. I mean, that's
straight into the
cool.
clamp. I mean, that takes some.
It's tiny, but it's very coordinative and very.
Yeah, it's a very
precise
move. Like, super impressive from a guy that just won BIF, which was a competition where you climb without your feet. To come out and do that next time out.
Yeah, some interesting things about the last boulders, the number 4 of both the men and the women. The setters just told me that we have to hold this. After some holds. No, we don't, because Tim couldn't figure out the little cheat or like a little alternative beta. But coming back to the number 4, the setter was saying that this was the biggest struggle to set. They set some boulders. The chief Romain wasn't really satisfied with it, and they stripped out the whole boulders and started over. And it's quite funny that the green one, in my opinion, looks maybe easier than the women's ones. But the setter told me that it's way harder than it looks.
Yeah.
It's a very hard slab.
22 seconds left on the clock for Loic. He's eyeing this up. You can tell he's just confused here because he's tried something that doesn't work, and he's probably thought he'd do something different when he got there, but then he can't. It's when you get there and you've thought of trying something else and you realize your body won't go in that position.
Sorry, I was looking at Noel. She seemed to have a little bit of her head already like, oh no, this is a very tough round.
Yeah. Speaking of emotional climbers, Evgeny Zazulin, all the way from Russia. As you can see, little guy. By little guy, I mean tank.
Yeah, her shoulders are sticking out way further from his tank top than my shoulders do from a tank top.
Yeah, exactly. And next to him you have
Pleun,
another Dutchie.
The current national champion.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Excited to see how she goes. Then it's kind of interesting when you have an international comp on home soil. It brings a little bit more tension. You want to, even if you're not going to win, you want to stand. You've got a mini comp among your peers.
Yeah, maybe that's true, huh? Yeah, you still want to do better than everyone else. You see, oh, that's very beautiful. Can he get the palm?
Zazulin was just doing the hard way there, but like
Nora.
lanking it to make it oh.
We saw Nora fall. Ooh. And Plön is getting to the zone in her second try.
Yeah, and while all that's happening, you got Waterhouse over on M2. Now this guy, you got to remember, is one of only 2 men with a top right now. If he gets the second top, he's going to be in the mix. Oh, Plön's up there.
Plön crushed it. Very solid. She must be very happy to start the round so well, because there haven't been that much with tops in one.
Oh, you just missed a horror dry fire there, my friend. So his fingers were crying to little baby Jesus after that one. That was
when
so
they pop
painful.
off, like those first 5 seconds,
yeah,
your fingers are like without feeling, and then you're like, ooh, that was very nasty.
It's the sound of one hand clapping, and it's just not where you want to be when you know you've got another sort of
3 minutes and 10 seconds
3
left.
minutes and then another 2 boulders.
They just suck it up and keep going, right?
Yep. So let's watch Evgeny again on this one. He's not established himself as well this time. He almost mantles it. He got into this position with both his palms low and then was able to walk his feet high, but this time he's a little bit squashed. And you can see he got confused and he was like, whatever, is in Russian.
Whatever, yeah.
You know, I could guess Russian words, but I only know a few, and most of them aren't polite. So.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
This is what happens when you go climbing with Russian.
That's a very interesting start from
from Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
see because of the hair, but yeah, Nico. Oof.
I don't know what Nico Kalin was trying with that. It looked like a weird, like
low knee bar start?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just very hard to get the balance in right away.
Exactly. And sorry that we're not showing you guys all the boulders all the time. Obviously, if you're watching this, you'll see us focus one way and then another. Reason is it's really difficult to show a wall this wide on one camera, and with effectively 8 climbers on there, 4 men and 4 women, we got to cut back and forth a bit. So yeah, apologies if you're missing out on any of the climbers you're wanting to get. We are trying to focus on all the climbers.
Let's see if we can cut it. Oh, no, the same.
He's got a matching set now. That was his other hand. So all right.
He does seem quite solid on it, but I don't know if he can get to the next one.
Yeah, it took a lot from Nico to get to the next one, but it seemed that once Nico got to the next one, it was all that commitment to go to the top, but he got it done. You know, it was the only attempt he got through that move. He got to the top. So just under a minute and a half still to go. That's what Alex Waterhouse has to be looking for.
I'm curious how the other competitors are doing in Match 4. It seems like a very
seems to be very
uncomfortable start.
Yeah, generally speaking, if the cameras aren't cutting to it, I'm assuming no one's moving on it. And
that's smart work.
This is why.
Yeah, look at him. He's got no clue what to do.
Yeah, he's basically just stroking some plastic. Like,
It's one of those things where you're kind of afterwards happy that it's number 4, not number 1, because this can really take you out of the game.
Yeah, for any of you guys that are watching this but haven't competed yourself, it can really affect your mindset when a boulder is put into the round.
Yeah.
If they start a round with a boulder which just feels ridiculous, it can blow your mind for the rest of the round.
Yeah, and that's I think why the setters also start with a more accessible boulder.
Yeah.
Just to not shoot down all the competitors right away, and then you have a lot of question marks about the climbers for the rest of the round.
Yeah.
I mean, it can also be a tool. If you have a little bit of an easier set, then you do change out the formats and start out a little bit heavier. But
yeah, Waterhouse has made progress. This is the big throw over. He's out of time, though. He's not gonna.
He missed it. I think if he had it spot on onto the hold, he would have had it.
He would have had it, but I don't think he would have had the top anyway, because he was really looking at being inside of 5 seconds when he was going for that catch, which is. All right, there's a bit of cheering going on. So I'm going to guess that Tiba is out for the woman. And next to Tiba is going to be, the legendary Brit. Fans of Instagram will know him as Captain Cutloose.
Captain Cutloose, yeah. Yeah, he can bring some stuff, huh?
He can bring some stuff as long as that stuff isn't technique.
It will be great to hear that too.
Yeah,
you're making friends, man.
I've known Louis a long time, and he knows that I'm pulling his leg, but he probably doesn't know where his leg is, so I'm okay if I do that. All
See
right.
how he's doing. He's doing the jumping way.
Yeah, of course he's doing the jumping way. It's Louis. And Tiba's looking...
She's crushing it. She's looking very, very strong. She's getting more physically strong every month, it seems.
She is. And next to her on the other side, Sabina's done really well on M2 as well.
Yeah, it's got the zone.
Oh, F2, sorry, my bad. But
let's see if she can actually get this little jib on the next cone, which you can't see, but it's right on the brown white mark on the right side. With the white, I mean the little chalk.
Yeah, where you see the chalk basically about a meter or just under a meter straight across to the right.
Ooh,
there's actually an undercling there, and that's what she's gunning for. Or is there an undercling?
Yeah, there's a little. I don't think you can even call it an undercling. It's like a nothing.
It's like an optimism.
Yeah, it's like those visual things where you're like, here, there's something, but good luck with it. It's just there for show, it seems. But
well,
the setters probably didn't put it on without a reason.
Yeah, that you're assuming setters are nice people.
No, I'm never assuming setters are nice people.
That's good, because I know a lot of setters.
They're very mean people.
You are a setter.
I am a setter, and I think setters just love to make it a little bit horrible for the competitors.
Well, the thing is, you make it a little bit horrible. Oh, look at that, the circuitclimbing.com up on the right-hand side. I know that guy, he's famous. The thing is, the setters want to make it horrible, but not so horrible that it doesn't get done. And it's a really fine line to work.
Oh, Tim actually got off the ground.
Tim actually got off the ground, but also you just saw on the left-hand side, Lisa almost did that move on the women's. On F4, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And another time to the zone. Let's see if she tries to do the heel on the left side again, or now finds a different way with the right feet on the smearing part of the volume on the right.
To me, it looked like you had to smear, but...
That's how the setters told me it has to be done, but I mean... These competitors can think of weird stuff to do. And,
well, all I can see is if she goes out there with her right, she's got nothing to oppose it on that hold, which, as you said, is pretty much a non-entity. So,
yeah, you want pressure right away on there. Yeah.
So that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, here we get Louis. Louis is trying to learn a lifetime technique in one session. He thinks he's worked it out now. He's gone, okay, I need to start at the bottom and go to the top. He's a fast learner.
He's gonna probably wait until like the 1 minute mark and then give it one more really good burn.
He's gonna do it just so that he can annoy me about making finals tomorrow, and I'll be like, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, I hope he does it then.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's one of many climbers here which is totally capable of making finals. But I really think that the second and third problems are going to suit him more than the first.
Yeah. Yeah. We see a lot of people struggling, not a lot of tops.
Yeah.
I guess it's a very tough round, which is very okay for a semi.
Yeah, and we're still seeing a ramp up of the talent level of these climbers. Nothing against the guys.
Ooh, that's actually a very, very cool data.
That was pretty cool. And he's just looking at the crowd going, did you see that? That was pretty cool.
Show up, huh?
So I feel sorry for him, because the best climbing photographer's in the commentary booth, so probably no one's captured that for him.
Oh, what a shame. But there are some others on the mat.
Yeah, there is, and there's some very good photographers here, so after the comp you should see some photos from Stitzer van Souten, who's an excellent photographer.
I'm actually surprised, going back to the climbers. I think Tim Reuser doing the beginning so solidly shows he can fit in a very small area nowadays, which was a very hard part for him to do. Now we got to show up and maybe get another top. Yeah, he's got it. He does it with a very nice piats, as we call it.
Yeah, it's interesting because that was the Boulder problem that was really described as power endurance, and then you put a lead specialist on who's all about power endurance and
eats it up,
nails it.
It still took a couple of tries, but he's got it, and it's very, very important to get some tops right now because it's a hard round.
It is a
hard round. Paul Brandt
is
also trying to go directly to the zone, maybe just to get points instead of just for a real top. But I mean, if you can hold the zone and do a little move on it, then it already counts. So why not try it, right? If you don't know, if you already know that you're not going to top it, you might as well find a different.
Just go all out, go all out, give it everything.
And now we got Don on the mat.
Yeah, the last of the Dutchies.
Yeah, I have known Don for a couple of years, and I think we're starting to like each other now a little bit better.
That means you didn't like him to begin with?
No, I always liked him, but he had some problems in the beginning years with my boulders and my setting style.
So this is what you're talking about, route setters and people hating them generally. It's a love-hate thing, because we love setters, but we're frustrated by you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's actually the jump.
Yeah.
I saw the jump, but she put her left foot on the starting volume.
Yeah,
That's
Eloise Demont is really strong. She's really good at things like that, which is interesting because she came out of lead. She's a very competent lead climber, but then sometimes she just does something scary strong, and you're like, where did you get that?
eBay.
Maybe. Also, Stoke just got a message from Jan Hoyer, who's watching this tonight. We're missing you, Jan. We wish you were here, but you know, he's qualified for the Olympics, so he's probably sitting in Sierrana or somewhere drinking champagne and telling everyone how he's an Olympian. So,
yeah, I actually can see that happen.
I mean, if I was in his position, that's exactly what I'd be doing.
Ooh.
Oh, look at Evgeny Zazulin. So strong. This is where.
Super strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is he's never gonna let go over there.
He may tear the hold off, but.
Yes. A little bit of showboating, a little bit of love from the crowd. Did he actually show off his biceps? I think I saw a little shot of that.
Well, you pretty much needed widescreen to get the whole bicep in, so yeah, you probably saw a shot of that.
Nora van Wassenaar, I think, on number 4. Yeah, she's actually a very accomplished setter. Sat with her a couple of times. Let's see if she can figure this out. Ooh. Yeah. She seems to be not really set up yet to do the move. She seemed to rush it a little bit because she doesn't. I think understand the beta.
Look at this. We got Don. Don showing it up for the crowd. He got backwards through that move. Looked like he got him stood up well, but Don does what Don does.
Yeah. Oh wow, blown. She's got to the zone. See, and she does put the foot on the right side. Can she smear it? Oh, that looks very good.
She's
stabilizing
clamping,
with the left
isn't
hand. Yeah, oh yeah. This is going to be good.
She got the clamp going.
The first time getting this going well. I've heard this ending is super hard. Oh, wow. How can she cut those feet and still stay on? This is a very, very hard part of the boulder. Oh, she goes right hand. I think the setters disagree on how to do that part. I've heard you can go left hand or right hand.
Yeah.
I just got shown a photo from Jan.
Yeah,
chilling with
watching the
wine.
comp with Molly. And
is that what you do when you're in off season?
That's what you do when you're Olympian, I heard.
Hey,
alrighty.
good for him.
Yeah, I'm psyched. I can't wait for Olympics. There's going to be so many amazing climbers there. Of course, we've still got some big comps coming up to decide who will be in Olympics, and some of the guys we're seeing competing this weekend are on that shortlist. So
I'm actually, yeah. What you say?
You're just dumbfounded by Dom.
I was dumbfounded by Dom that he changes his beta, although it looked so solid in the beginning. I'm curious if he's going to go back or he's going to stick with his beta.
I think so is he. Yeah. He's basically staring at it in a perplexed fashion.
Norris again. Oh, yeah. You see what you saw with Anja and Anja van Essen and her sister is that they did a little toe on the right volume, which seems to stabilize before you go. And I'm curious if Nora can figure this out too, or if the stronger climbers
here's
can figure
Mr.
it out.
Waterhouse.
Oh,
Mr. Waterhouse
barely holding on. No.
Yeah. I think if those shorts weren't so colourful, they'd probably be a little bit lighter from the lack of dye, and that could have worked.
Yeah, last minute mark coming up. Plön giving her a try. I am very, very, very curious if she can top this. She looked super, super solid on the upcoming part. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, you see that she uses both feet on the volume just to squeeze it together.
Yeah, just gets that clamp. Now she's just got to let herself come round and really just get pushing against that right foot.
Oh.
I actually think once she's got that, she doesn't want to be clamped anymore.
No, and I'm quite curious that she tries to go right hand up. I think most setters agreed that you want to go left hand, but of course that's very uncertain because you get a little bit of a swing out with your body.
If anyone watching the live stream heard some crowd noise there, that was a very British swear word from young Mr. Waterhouse.
I didn't catch it.
I think he shouted duck really loudly.
Oh, wow.
So ducks are a very bad animal in England, of course. So
how dare he do this?
Yeah, there are children in the crowd. Oh, here we go. This is... I tell people I have favourite climbers a lot, and a lot of climbers are my favourite, but I've always been a fan of watching Francie Stera climb. Really good young climber out of Austria, and then she got injured and lost the whole of last season. So I'm excited to see her back in competition. She was always one of those climbers that was just like a bundle of fun to be around, and when she was in juniors, she always had good energy. She was always happy to be there. She always wore her heart on her sleeve. Next to her is Kipras, who, for those of you who don't know, very successful male model. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I know.
He's,
I know. But I mean,
if you check out his Instagram, the man made his money in modeling and then opened a climbing gym in Lithuania.
yeah, and I can't blame the camera people to not show him the whole time, because then nobody wants to look at something else anymore.
It makes the rest
He's
of
a
the guys
gorgeous
look
man.
bad.
And he actually can climb quite decent.
He can climb very decent.
At the minute mark, already got the zone.
Got the zone. It's interesting because now, well, we lost the coverage of him, but he just wants to. Thank you, cameraman.
Thank you.
He's trying to come across slow, whereas Waterhouse went across fast.
Yeah.
But it's gonna. I said it was gonna work for him. It's not. Franzi's looking really good on.
Ooh, Boulder number 1.
F1
Probably
as
getting
well.
at the top again.
Yeah, look at that, strong. She just
very, very strong.
She was like, "Hey, I'm in a climbing comp again after like a year," and then just waltzed up it. That's awesome
Nice.
to see.
We're missing some actions. Oh yes.
She did the so-called hardest move in the comp.
I mean, then the rest has to be easy, right? Let's see if she can do. She goes right hand, where I know that the setters had a different beta, but maybe she can make it work.
Yeah.
And that next crimp is very, very, very hard, and your feet are horrible. Showing some flexibility.
Showing massive flexibility. Is she going to drop in and try and undercling under? Oh, save. I mean, I guess it's reasonably easy to make a save when you weigh as much as my left leg, but it's like...
the fingers still have to hold on, right?
The fingers still have to hold on.
The ending is weird. Oh yeah, look at this.
Here we go, look at the save.
Oh, look at this flexibility. It's really
and then
crazy.
blows the finger. No, it comes... Oh, that was the fall. Okay, Tiba I thought might do okay on this one, but she's on the ground, which is not where she needs to be. But she's strong. She's got that real pull.
And she's got some fighting in her.
And she's got some fight.
Yeah. Fight. Yeah, sometimes of these competitors which are way more relaxed in finals. She's definitely not one of them.
Yeah, it's really interesting, you know, like to see people's personality come out and how they climb. You've obviously seen the flamboyance of Alex Waterhouse, you've seen the flamboyance of Evgeny Zazulin, and then others who are real fighters can be quite stoic. Like someone like Tiba, she's a real fighter, but she looks almost passive on the wall. She just looks very cold-faced.
Yes, very cold-faced. Afterwards, he's right away happy. Ooh, Kipras is... Oh, he's actually a little mad at the boulder or himself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bit of both.
Probably the setter.
Yeah.
That's what most people end up mad at.
I will tell him who said it later on.
Yeah.
But I think we can still see a top from him in this one.
Yeah, and here's Louis. I thought this one would suit Louis because Louis is all about, well, basically holding on to bad things and pulling.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Van Essen is again in the same position. Let's see if she can figure it out right now. Swing around. Ooh. Yeah, I think if you cut the feet there, you're off.
Yeah, I think that is going to be the...
Yeah. Wow. Julia has actually got the crimp somehow.
She's got the cramp and she's got like this interesting position because it's locking her.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to lift the left foot, but impressive that she already got a crimp. It doesn't count until you got a zone, but
exactly.
Still good for her. Tiba is
Tiba's there. Tiba just needs to see this clamp, and Kipras just needs to see this hold by his left knee. That's it.
Yeah. Oh.
Come on, Kipras.
I think he's
yeah. Come
solid.
on, Kipras.
Little balancing.
Yeah.
He's got it. Beautiful
Perfect.
top by him.
That was not a Manu Cornu top, and I can say that because I know Manu Cornu is watching. So hi, Manu. Psyched to see you watching us tonight. Hopefully we see you here next year.
Now we can finally see the beta for Julia. Oh, look at that. That's actually a very cool beta to do.
I don't know if the setters saw that.
I don't know. Most setters are not that crazy flexible, I think.
Well, they do.
But I could be wrong.
They do have a Langenico in the setting team, and she's a very handy climber.
She can climb and set really well.
Yep.
Paul is actually getting.
Paul
to
is
the zone.
making progress. Yeah.
This looks good.
Paul has given up on the.
That would have been great if he could jump.
He was just looking for glory right there. All he wanted to do was bounce up.
He would steal the crowd if he did it.
Oh, he would be, all-time hero.
Yeah, for this year.
Wow, all-time in a social media age is about 15 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, I think if he topped it, he would probably get a tattoo on his arm for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the whole boulder, and there's like a little tattoo on there from when he topped it.
Okay, Nimrod, super strong, young guy from Israel. Said I think he's about 20 or 21 now. Came out of juniors, super impressed by how he climbs. He's wearing a campus shirt. He's trains at campus gym. which I was actually at last year in Israel for a competition.
Really?
Yep. So things you learn. So.
And he's the only
next to
Israeli
him
in the finals.
He's the only Israeli at the comp. So.
Really?
Yeah. He had fairly good odds at being the only one that made semis.
Impressive.
Elena Wolf
Quite a
is
trip.
next to him. Elena is German by way of Germany and Australia and a little bit in New Zealand and then Germany again. And now she lives in Austria.
She's all around. I mean, it's perfect for your technique, I guess. Seeing different things, seeing different styles in different countries makes you better around.
I mean, I come from New Zealand and it's been awesome catching up with her and talking to her and meeting someone that's climbed in a bunch of the places I've climbed, because a lot of these people never climbed in the Southern Hemisphere.
No, because it's really far away.
Yep. Speaking of really far away, it looks like Mr. Waterhouse is wishing these holes weren't so far away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the manky bolt hole crimp.
He's got his tricks up his sleeve again.
He does, he does.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Oh, we missed the top on
yeah.
one. But very impressive.
We missed the top, but that was Elena Wolf making that look reasonably straightforward.
Tops are coming in.
Tops are coming in.
Yeah.
Nimrod's on the ground. He's obviously a bit perplexed. Eloise Demont. She's trying to work out. I think she's just really looking at that section after the zone, going, what happens here?
She cruised it until the zone, and then she was like,
yeah,
what now? Oh, and Don is...
Don is like, well, I've just taken all the route setters off my Christmas card list.
Yeah.
Forever.
I think he can do it because I've seen him climb a lot, and he's got some weird-ass betas always up his sleeve. And I think he can definitely get through this section.
Yeah, I always enjoyed watching. Oh, come on.
No.
Oh.
I don't think that edge of the wall is good enough, but maybe...
Yeah, it's not really a sharp arete. It's just a gentle curve there. There's not much of an angle.
Now,
Eloise, she's seen the clamp. She's staring it down.
Putting on the heel.
Oh, come on. Climb, no.
Ooh. Well, I mean, the double props to Plein for getting so close already to the right side.
Yeah,
That's
I mean...
very impressive.
Super cool, and this is what I say
and
about
what we're
semis.
talking about, Plein. Oh, yes, the hardest move. Sorry, you wanted to say something?
I was just saying, it's the thing about semis where, because there's so many climbers, you don't know how impressive a move is until considerably later.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you go, wow, with retrospect, what I saw was quite sick. But at the time, you're just like, oh, good.
Should be okay.
The strong guys later should do that easy, and then, nah.
Yeah, not so much. Don actually got to the zone this time. Very nice. Back to the one.
Nimrod is a little bit... He's not a short guy, but he just got the range to do that. Is he... This is where a lot of people have gone wrong because they've just tried to cut and go. Yeah, he did it right.
That's very, very solid.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow,
that was
like incredible finger strength, huh?
That was like a slow block and now big. Oh,
wow.
That was... The impressive thing about that was that his left hand blew out of that press and he managed to hold the tension.
Yeah, very nice top by him.
And he did the boulder.
A little fishing with his legs, and it worked out.
Yep.
So, okay, Boulder 2. Let's see now if she can actually get the feet in on the right side. She doesn't get any pressure on there so far, but she's figuring it out.
She is, but she does now. She doesn't want to go out right. Now she's like, it's in her head that she doesn't want to go out right because it doesn't feel like it works, and she goes out left and goes, oh wait, and that doesn't work. So,
yeah,
34 seconds. We actually haven't seen any of Evgeny Zazulin on this one, which is a shame. I would have liked to have seen him on this problem. I thought he might have done okay, but again,
Don.
we're not going to see him.
Okay, Don, come on, you got this time. Oh, a little bit low again on that climb.
A little bit low.
Do you think it's hard aiming on there?
Yeah,
because we saw a couple of climbers now just missing it by just like a centimeter.
I don't know if it's... Okay, yes, it's hard, but I think a bit of that difficulty is you need the tension. And I think if you start to lose tension, you lose the accuracy. Your body's dropping away from the hold as you're going into it.
That's probably true.
So when we say hard hit, it's not pure accuracy, it's like a physical accuracy.
Yeah, yeah.
Billy Rydell keeping it simple.
Got the next group on the mats.
Yeah, I won't say anything about that being an apt shirt because I actually really like Billy. He's a sharp dude, really nice kid. And coming out at the same time as him on the woman's side is Lucy from Belgium. which you're probably going to claim as a Dutch girl if she does well.
I'm not repeating this again. Even. I
not
think more
going there
people are
again?
watching there. I'm not trying to start a fight.
Yeah.
As long
and
as she climbs well, I'm happy.
curious.
Oh, wow.
I'm curious if we get to see second boulder as well, because I get the feeling that Francie Stera could do. I was going to say could do pretty well on this because she is strong. So this could really suit her. Wow, Lucy, comfy, doing that alternate beta on that move and making it work.
She's very confident on this top already.
Yeah, she just like cruised her hip right out over her backside.
She's like, I know this move, I know what to do.
Over her heel, sorry.
Yeah, wow.
Got it.
Beautiful top.
And say, so good the cameras went out.
It happens, man.
It
Always
happens.
the perfect timing where we lose sight. We're going to actually turn around and look at the live one, but
yeah, for
not
those
that
of
much
you
visuals.
wondering, we are at the comp, but we actually don't have a view of the wall. And this view of Loic, if you actually look up and to the left, you'll see some windows. We're actually in that room. So we are, if we tried to wave frantically, then you might see us. But we can't see the wall. We're just watching the live stream. Sometimes we get a little bit frustrated when it cuts away from the climbers we like to see, but when you have 8 climbers on the wall, there's always someone you want to see.
Yeah, it's just so much action happening at the same time.
Yep,
okay, let's see if Van Nessen can do this. Yeah.
Is this another Van Essen, or?
I think so.
I lose track.
Yeah.
There seems to be so many.
No, it definitely is.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this. Yeah, she's trying to put a little... she's
that
trying to
was-
jump it from the hole.
Yeah, trying to do the bounce.
Yeah.
Tiba is on this hard move. This is
I
the one
think
that
she
they
can
said
do
was
really
the,
well on it, as long as she can figure out the top. I think she should be fine with this jump.
Yeah, until she does that.
Until she falls down, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wrong
I
all
think,
the time.
Well, I don't think she should put her heel there to jump.
No. The set is, I also discussed it when I was on the mat. I was like, sort of left heel and then pop over. Yeah, like all of the setups were like, nah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So, this looks really good.
Balance,
This looks good.
balance,
Ooh,
balance.
ooh.
Oh, that hold is so... I know those holds, and I do not have a love affair with them. And I'm not just saying that because I'm ugly and single. I just hate those holds. Like, even if they were offering, I'd say no.
I personally love them. I think they're really amazing shapes. I know a shaper. He did a great job with this one. Oh, a little knee bar. That's very, very good. Let's see what she can figure out at the top. This would be incredible. Oh no, she lost her friction on the right foot.
Yeah, and
but that knee bar helps a lot.
Look at Billy on the... Billy all sorts of out of control. Almost got it done.
Yeah, we see some proper fire. Look at this.
Kipras, a man not known for his power endurance, and showing us why.
Yeah.
Some of these pure boulderers, it's really interesting to watch when they get into like almost like a route climby boulder.
Mm-hmm.
How just the way of holding on is a little bit different, and it almost blocks them out mentally. Whereas you saw someone like Loic, who was a route climber on that boulder, was like, yeah, I just have to hold tension and hold small things.
Yeah. Definitely a difference of approach in there. Oh, wow. I think if he had like 2 more minutes, Boulder 4 would get on the top from him. But
yeah.
Oh, wow. 50 seconds, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
We see again.
Yeah, Francie saved it all up for one last go, I think. She's had a bit of a break. She's got...
She's going to do the knee bar, which worked perfectly. Let's see if she does it again. I think
come on, Francie. Yeah, so she gets that clamp, rocks in the knee, and then...
And this is hard. This is very hard.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Maybe she can lock it in again. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, nearly.
She's gotten a lot closer.
Yeah, it's one of those... Another minute or a slightly better hold, probably would have seen the top.
Yeah, but I think maybe already a couple of stops then.
Yeah.
We saw like 3 people now getting already to that position.
Yeah.
And so far, the ending is very, very brutal.
Yeah, and it's tough on a boulder when a bunch of people have got zone, but some of those people, you really feel like we're at their limit, and other people get zone comfortably, but they get no more reward for it because there's nothing else until the top, and if it's a really hard sequence after the zone, well, that's tough.
Yeah. Bad luck, but let's see what this new group can do.
Exactly. So we have a little known climber out of the United Kingdom has just come out. You may know him as Nathan Phillips, World Championship finalist, World Cup finalist, all-round absolute monster.
Yes, he's...
I was being sarcastic when I said little known, because if you don't know who Nathan is, you're
living under a rock.
Well, yeah, exactly, and not a boulder.
Not a boulder rock, yeah.
And we're about to have a visitor.
Oh, that's
I
great.
am super psyched to say we have one of the climbers of the last hour who has impressed us so much.
Yay!
Managed to hold his emotions together.
Oh, never.
Didn't throw a complete hissy fit at the wall. Oh, that
was it top? I just looked away and
yeah, that
I
was
missed some action.
Lynn Vandermeer, I think.
Lynn Vandermeer, yeah.
Yeah, making easy work of it. Now, I think you know the guy on number 1 here. I think you probably know the guys on all the boulders.
Nathan is living in Sheffield, and I've been basically living at their house for the last couple of months, so I know these guys very well and train with them a lot.
Yeah, and so you've got Nathan in that house, you've obviously got Bully in that house as well. So
yeah, strong scenes.
Yeah, Nimrod looking good on this one. Did you do this one? I can't remember.
No, fell off just after the zone. He looks strong.
He does look very strong. Also very solid at the ending again.
Yeah. Yeah, Nimrod on that sort of boulder. You can wave to the camera. There you are.
There we are.
Yeah, this is the famous Alex Waterhouse.
Hi.
So
nice to see
all
you
the way
guys.
from down there. We've been only saying nice things about you up here.
I don't believe that for a minute.
That's good, because
I was, but yeah.
It's so hot out there. I was so surprised. Yeah, the like the third boulder, the big slopey balls.
Squadra, yeah.
Especially with like skin after qualification this morning, I feel like I was so like sweaty coming into the boulders. So
but
yeah, we saw you rocking the dry fires on the second problem. You flew.
Yeah. It was
both hands.
Surprising.
You feel it's okay still?
It feels like maybe it's getting a little bit harder, but I don't know. I wasn't on the boulders a little earlier on, so
yeah.
The
do you think it, when you had a couple of big dry fires on that second one, you think it hurt your chances on the last two? Did you pay a price in skin? Or?
So peeling off that right hand before you do the rollover at the finish.
Yeah.
That proper like I ripped off it and had to look down at my fingers to make sure I was like not bleeding.
Not bleeding. Yeah.
And on the first boulder, I made good use of screw holes as Nathan Phillips is now. Nathan is the king of screw holes. But it's really like fingertip dependent because you're really pulling on little holds. So
yeah, I was
my
curious
skin
on
was
that
pretty
first
painful.
one because you also looked like you were a little bit shorter than some of the guys, and getting across onto that looked difficult.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Yeah, so this is the Squadra piece of nastiness you were discussing, is it?
No, this is actually the Axis boulder number 4.
This is the Axis boulder number 4, okay. Sorry.
Nathan looking strong.
Yeah, he's very strong.
Yeah.
Needs to get matched up to...
How bad is that crimp on
the crimp's really good, it's just hard to get to.
Which is why he's trying to reach over and crimp nothing above it to, you know... Oh,
we got
the Don's looking good.
Quite high up.
Okay, so sorry, this was the Squadra you were discussing that was just really soapy in the heat, or?
Yeah, it's feeling pretty moist, especially if you don't leave enough time for your skin to cool down between attempts. It can be pretty slippery.
So you liquid chalking then? Before
yeah, I actually ran out of liquid chalk halfway through the round, which wasn't ideal, but...
You had some normal chalk with you, right?
Yeah, I
did. Okay. Yeah, would have been a horrible semi if
yeah, well, I'd probably just stop. This last boulder is much more balancy than I expected as well.
It's interesting. We haven't really seen anyone do anything on it yet. Not saying no one has. We just haven't.
He looks super solid on the zone. That's very impressive. I don't think we've seen anyone so solid.
I think he's the first to the zone.
No, I think we saw someone to the zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just saw that blow off, and you actually saw as he fell, he's already looking at his hand. He's like, how is that supposed to stick? Something I love about watching Evgeny Zazulin is that you know what's going on. This is going to be a tough one for Nathan, not getting this first boulder, and I don't think he will now. That could really make it difficult in this set.
This is an interesting
Eloise Dumont, what is she?
A little bit, because actually Helene, one of the setters in the team, she did a heel hook in between the cones and then undercrossed it, which is very cool.
Well, that is.
Off, but all the guys couldn't do it. All the setters said like, no, we'd like to put the toe really far away instead of doing this weird ass heel next to your hand.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful beta by Pro.
That is, if only she didn't run out of time, that would have been amazing.
That would have been very, very
I mean, it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but... So, talk us through the boulders just real quick while we've got some new climbers coming out. Number 1, you just found really
it's hard to get out of the corner. You have to really like push up into the wall on the right with your feet.
Yeah.
But the left foot is much more angled than you expect it to be. It looks like you should just be able to stand there really easily, but you really got to drop the heel down and get in close. And even then, it feels like I was reaching a long way out of that position to hold the holds.
Yeah. And then you did an incredible foot clamp when you came across on that.
Yeah, so I had a foot clamp and then I had to kind of kick my foot off to get a little bit of a swing to get the left foot out because it's much further than I thought. And because the right hand, it's kind of directional. You want to be over to the right on it. Yeah.
We got 2 new climbers out. We have Oceana McKenzie, all the way from New Zealand, although some people like to say Australia. We'll give it a bit Australia. And we have some guy called Alexi in the guys. You heard of him?
Punter.
No. All right, Osha's making quick work with this one.
But also
Come on.
not as easy as she thought.
Yeah, it's interesting. She got there real quick.
Overconfident.
Well, I don't know if you saw, she just busted for the chalk bag in the middle of that move, and that is unique.
I'm curious if the heel would work. Yeah, I was afraid that heel would pop because it's just too much outwards.
She's definitely Australian with that beta.
Oh, wow. Wow. Tiba is actually going to zone. That did not count as a zone, but
we didn't.
Billy's looking good. He's coming into the top move.
Yeah, come on.
I was thinking maybe you wanted to get a knee bar up here. I'm not sure what people have been doing.
We didn't see a knee bar yet, but the set has talked about it. Yeah, doing a knee bar there. But just brutal power work.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice top.
Oh, and he's psyched. Love that.
Billy.
Wow. Tops are coming in now.
Emotional.
Psyched on that.
Alexi's off. He's a little bit. I love talking to Alexi earlier today, and he said he basically hasn't trained for a long time.
Yeah, he looks like he's been getting out on the rock recently.
Yeah.
There's been some hassling with the audio for Eddie right now. I think it should be fine again. In the meanwhile, let's look at Boulder 1. Oh, wow.
She's looking good.
She probably didn't even need the foothold, huh?
Easy.
Just so strong. And she's going to the right hand beta, which we only saw once so far.
Oh, right hand and left foot up?
Yeah,
we did see this.
Lisa Clem, she did it.
Heel to hand.
Oh, wow. High heel, crossed in. Oh, that end hold is going to be hard.
She's going to need to get to the left of that to use it well.
Yeah, but she seems to be fine. Very, very nice.
Yeah, gets the crowd going. I was actually curious to see. Oh, and that looked like that was zone for Tiba then, because she had both hands on the.
And
so
that's the first.
That's the first time. Alexi's just gonna go.
This.
Yeah.
He's not gonna let go here. Very
easy. So Alexi is in the battle. So we talked about the first problem. Talk about the second problem, which is the little white crimps, the one you were having a dry fire field day on.
So you start off like under the roof there, and you grab a crimp with the left hand, and then you end up in this really weird like backwards drop knee position under the roof between 2 volumes, and then come back under to the undercut. And then twist the drop knee the other way and go up into the next hold. I felt like as I got the zone hold, the hold on the zone volume, my feet ended up stretched really far away from me. So I was really in tension, and then to release the tension felt like it was really hard. I managed on my last
we saw some helicopter swing outs over there. I think it was you. We saw you twice.
You did the helicopter exit.
Yeah, I felt like I was close maybe to taking the swing, but
that's
just a little.
That's Franzi struggling on that third woman's problem. Yeah, you can actually just, if you look at where he's pulling his hands off there, you can just see he's leaving these little sweat lines in the chalk, which is
dynamically, that would be very, very impressive.
That would be super cool.
I think he can actually do it statically. He seems quite strong on there. Can fit really well in the small box area where your body is.
It's true, but it looks really hard to get that and then to come across left. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And putting your hand around the corner is really blind as well. It's hard to know where the screw-ons are.
Yeah, there's no tick marks.
Oh, Franzi's done the...
She's doing the undercross, which is, I think, first. Ooh, that's very good.
Oh, and she's having a wee tanty.
A little frustration. Oh,
and this is cool. This is now we get to see this move. Tiba, we think is the only one to get zone on it.
She's got the zone. Very solid. First one. The ending is very brutal still, so let's see.
Yeah, this climb was right behind the curtain, so I never really got to even think about how someone would climb it. So third problem, just quickly as we're moving through the groups.
So third problem is like this slopey squadger thing. Like I was saying earlier, it's like it feels like skin stickiness is really like the limiting factor, how dry you can keep your hands for the boulder.
And you said it's really hot out there as well.
It feels pretty warm to me anyway. Now looking down at my hands, they're just like oozing sweat just because.
Yeah, your hands are pretty
pretty moist.
Yeah.
But I think you want to wait a long time between attempts to let your hands and the holds cool down.
Yeah.
So you can have the best attempts possible.
Yeah.
And then big first move, really shouldery to get up into that position and push between the holds.
Yeah. Now we have two new. Sorry to interrupt you, but no, it's my job. We have two new climbers out. Arthur Teneur from Veron in France. So here's the training mate of Mikkel Marwem, and we have Olympian Petra Klingler.
Wow.
I like being able to say Olympian.
It's cool to hear it.
It comes off the tongue nicely.
Yeah.
It's like, Oh, and Lynn Vandermeer. No, is yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And
this is going to be a top for number
Nimrod,
3, maybe. Let's see.
Nimrod
Nobody's gotten
looking
this far.
Come on, Nimrod.
Ooh,
oh.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. That's a very, very, very.
That's an important top. That could well be finals. I know I'm early calling it, but I think 2 tops for Nimrod
could be enough. Do you think?
I think it's put him in the ballpark.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Let's put an eye on Lynn for a second. Oh. Well, we didn't have to put an eye on it.
No, well. Didn't quite work. She looked so strong getting into it, but that just looks like such an uncomfortable move getting out of. So just quickly talk us through the last problem, which is the green blobberty.
The start position is much less in balance than you would expect. You're kind of being pulled to the right, barn dooring out.
Yeah.
I managed to find a little left hand on the screw, one of the screws in the left squadron, which helped me pull in a little bit. But to be honest, I think it's really hard. I was wondering about maybe going left hand to the bonus and then down into the rep.
Yeah.
And doing it like a double to keep yourself in, because I felt like as soon as I went up to the bonus, my body just like fell out from the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting watching people even try and start that. Nico Collin was like almost trying to do like an upside down off the ground knee bar thing to just put on. Like it was, you could tell that people were expecting it to be better than it was, trying it and going, I must be doing it wrong because this is terrible.
They're really great holds, but it's really hard to make use of them from the ground just because they're really close together. You have to really pull up into it to make it work.
You think it's almost anti-morpho? You think it's going to be hard for the lanky guys out there? Say you were Mr. Topishko.
If you are a bit taller, I think you can reach straight out to the left hand more easily, like right onto the left. You can see the left hand of whoever is on Boulder 4 right now. That lets you get the heel into the right hand start hold, which helps you pull up and over.
Okay, we have some cheering. I don't know what it's for. So sorry. As we're talking, we can't hear the crowd.
Oh, something's happening. We
got a top.
Lara in number 4. That's the first, and that's
first top on number 4. Hopefully we got a replay on that. I'm not sure if there was a camera on him. I really hope there was, because, you know, Dutch local hero for at least 15 minutes now.
Yes, maybe more.
Maybe more.
I mean, he impressed
me
already.
Give him 20.
I didn't even see it. Lynn is getting into the undercling, the horrible position. Can she find a knee bar? Yeah, she's got that.
She's got the knee bar. She missed the hold.
Power.
She just
a bit.
She either missed it or she expected it to be better and had tried to adjust on it.
I don't know, but
stand up,
seems
stand
to be
up,
okay.
You've really got to drop the heels on that volume to
there's some different ways to do it. I've heard the setters talk about putting a left foot at your left hand, because you press it out with your left hand, then put the left foot on, so you're really stuck, but it's highly uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. I mean, we still have some fantastically strong females to get into that problem.
And we get the beautiful toe again that we saw first with Pleun.
Yeah, so with Pleun, but then the trouble is getting out of this position. When you do it this way...
she seems already regretting it a little bit.
Yeah,
like, I mean, now what? Because it's very close to the wall and you can't hit the mat, of course.
Yeah, I think the ground is just, about that high.
Yeah.
So if she could control the swing, she wouldn't touch the ground, but Elaine Wolf trying the hard move, almost gets it. Brings the helicopter to the party and brings the crowd to the party. She's having fun.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see, she's going right away again. Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get some scores up soon. I'd really love a running score just to see how people are going, maybe at the end of this rotation or at the end of next rotation. Oh, Arthur Teneur. A couple of seconds left on the clock. Gets it done.
Buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater.
Oh wow, that's a good name for it. I'm gonna use that more often. Can I borrow it for tomorrow?
Absolutely.
A buzzer beater. Nice.
Yeah. Ah, the
man
old
with a beard.
master. Yep.
He looks like he's going to assassinate that boulder.
I have to say, I've never seen anyone look so strong in warm-up. He definitely won the warm-up game.
I remember,
Really?
so for those of you who don't know, the man we're talking about now, Nihil from France, and he was the French team coach for a long time. And I used to love it. Occasionally I'd have the privilege of going to French team trainings, and he'd do boulders that no one in the team could do. And, you know, he's got these World Cup climbers getting mega frustrated because he's like waltzing up their projects. But eventually when the French moved to Veron, moved the whole training centre down, he wasn't willing to leave Bleu. He was too committed to being a climber in Bleu. So he decided to go back to competition in his mid-30s and made it into the French team again and managed to do a bunch of World Cups again.
He's
Obviously
going
with the Olympics they changed the qualification last year so he wasn't in the team, but yep.
Wow. I really like this backward way of doing it, but it's just so hard to get out of it.
Alexi.
Alexi, easy.
Easy on
beating it.
Yeah, I mean you look at how much time's left you got, that's probably a flash.
That's him with 2 tops now.
That's him with 2 tops. Hands up, anyone
You'd
who's
expect
surprised.
nothing less.
No.
Oh,
Billy's made that first move.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Billy is just, as I said, he's the one who I'm just waiting for that breakout performance. He's so strong and he flies under the radar compared to some other really strong Brits, but Billy is just so incredibly talented. I'm waiting for that comp where you just go, yeah, that he's arrived.
I think we saw a taste of that at the European Championships in Zakopane last year, where he managed to make his first IFSC final,
yep.
4th place. I think he had as good a chance of winning as anyone that day.
Yeah, that was a super tough final, and basically there was nothing between 2nd and 4th, and only Mika Marwem separated himself from the field there.
Yeah, and I have to say he's looking really good this winter, so I'm excited to see how his performance looks this year.
Yeah. Nico Janelle going the dynamic route. He tried the inside-out route. He tried facing the crowd, didn't work for him. He switched up his beta.
Do you think he's still going to go with the normal way of doing, well, the normal way of facing the wall and just
I think
getting
so.
up?
I think he's going to adapt it. Nika just walking up.
Walks it up super easy.
She's just like, you know, I'm 16, I weigh nothing, and oh yeah, I can climb 9A. Let's watch me do this. Like, you know, I remember meeting her for the first time when she was about 12, and a lot of people telling me, watch this kid, she's going to be amazing.
What is going on with Kipras? If he would have stuck that, that's very cool. That's like a little GIF you put on the internet, right? At least I would.
Yeah.
Maybe a setter nerd, but
yeah, that would end up on all the route setting groups, and no one would look at it because no one looks at the route setting groups. Yes, people, there are actually route setting groups on the internet. They're sad little places.
We got to find the new moves.
I try to stay away from it.
I just got myself thrown off every route setter group I'm a member of.
Well, there's reasons for that, Eddie.
Yeah,
many. I mean, you can't just say whatever you want over there.
No, they are very delicate.
Ooh,
just like the route.
Really doing it super dynamically.
Yeah. Next climber out, Mika Marwem.
Getting in the zone.
And Chloe Coulier. I'm psyched to see Chloe climb. I really hope she has a good one. She's so strong.
Mm-hmm. She's got some headphones on.
Yeah, she's in the zone. She's focused. Sometimes it's the problem for Chloe is she actually focuses a bit too much. She gets so involved in it that if she has a tough first problem, she can't recover. She's one of those climbers that really rides on emotion, and if things start to go downhill,
it's hard to recover.
It's hard to recover.
Kipras.
Come on, Kipras. Come on. Just stand up, buddy. Sounds
I mean,
easy,
it's not
but
looking pretty beginning, but he makes it work somehow. So
yeah, that one. I mean, look at those facials.
Yeah.
That is not the facials that got him a modeling contract, but
I didn't see that much pictures from him.
I have him on Instagram, and he's a beautiful man. What can I say? I'm jealous. Alrighty. So everyone's on the deck right now. Less than 25 seconds on the clock. It's going to be hard for any of them to get there from here, but they've got to try. They start to get a feel at this time of a comp, even though you don't know how people before you have done, you can get a feel from the crowd about what's expected of you. If you go to a problem and it's all quiet as you're climbing, you're like, okay, probably everyone's done this. You go to a crowd and every time you grab a hold, everyone's like, ah!
Yeah.
Which sounds like a dying pelican. Then like,
it feels really good to push that high point because you know.
Yeah.
I have to say the atmosphere is really good out there.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of people. It's sold out right now.
It is sold out.
I'm just spying out of our little window and people are psyched.
So you got a lot of support, you felt?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The crowd has been really welcoming. I really enjoy it.
It works for you, huh?
Yeah, I like playing with the crowd a little bit. They're
yeah, we noticed some emotion. I actually thought I thought at one stage on live stream I heard you shout duck.
No, God no.
Okay,
you must have had a very good microphone.
You're a bit too well behaved. So.
But I think the people have come for a show. They don't want to see people just jump off and go. Ugh.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's
true.
an important part of competition is that you've got to have that personality.
Yeah.
So
they paid their money for, isn't it?
Yeah, and speaking of personality, I love watching Mikael Marwin climb. He's always a crowd pleaser.
He's a very positive guy.
Yep, and we get to say Olympian again. Two Olympians on the wall right now. Women's 2 and men's 1. That's pretty impressive.
Wow. You can reach all the way out of that corner.
Wow, that's very low on the right wall. He put his hand still. Ooh.
Yeah, and
see how he skips his feet.
At the moment, I'm using my 2 eyes to their best ability to watch 2 climbers because I'm really interested in seeing how Petra does on this as well.
Ooh.
Oh.
Mave his feet popped.
Yeah,
but the left volume is very bad to stand on, not to land on.
Yeah, so we'll just watch this.
Yeah, Petra just
looking chilling.
This is where you get to see strong.
This is with the left.
Oh, just ripped out of it.
Yeah.
Welcome to dry fire time, and Chloe just easy for Chloe.
Easy money.
Looks around, and that's what Chloe needs. As I said, Chloe rides on emotion. I think if Chloe gets off right,
amazing. Nathan Phillips with his portable fan on the hold there.
Quality from Nathan Phillips there, desperately trying to be sponsored by Makita or someone.
Walking around with those guys in qualification today, there was
every
some,
man's dream.
There were some funny looks when people got the fans out, but
yeah.
Do you think it's legal for World Cups to do this?
It's legal. I don't know how much longer it will be legal for. Whether or not you'll be able to have them on the mats. I know at the beach games at the end of last year, you weren't allowed to have them on the mats, but while you were sat off between the boulders, then it was okay to use the fans. So.
Do you ever use them?
I have mine. I have mine at home.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
not
bring
here.
it. Yeah, no, I didn't have enough carry-on luggage to bring it this time.
I did see you using one today, I believe.
Yeah, I borrowed Billy's for a little while to hold down, to pull down a hold.
It's interesting. So watching Mika here.
Wow.
So I think because he's got his right leg low on the start volume, then he has a lot of tension to release when he gets rid of that rather than.
And the unwind is way harder to.
Yeah. Because that hold's not good, and if you swing to the left of it, then it gets much worse.
So here we have
a couple of
Nimrod
flying by.
Nimrod looked, I believe it's Nimrod.
He's very solid on the zone, and then he popped off last attempt.
And
see if he can move his feet.
And we got Petra looking for the first top. We really want to see.
So much action happening right now.
Yeah, really. Yeah, there we go. First top. And second top.
For number men's 4. Very nice. Little love.
Nimrod, champion. He's learned a lot from Mr. Alex Kasnov. He knows how to work the crowd.
Yeah.
Wow. I think there's a little bit of Israeli, propaganda school there of how to. There's a little culture in the climbing community there. The climbing community is amazing, super vibrant, and they show some emotion. There's a lot of fun watching those guys climb.
But mad respect to Petra for topping. I mean.
Yeah, and Hélène getting this hold. She into zone.
Oh, yeah, very. She's got it.
This is when we give up commentating and just make like monkey grunts.
And just a little heads up, that left foot is horrible because you're standing on a dual text area.
Oh, yes.
That's it. Wow.
Drops the clutch, gets the top.
Very
look at the emotion. Massive emotion.
Yeah, it was a lot of love in there.
Now, we are actually going to let Mr. Waterhouse go. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here, but you need to go down and party with your friends.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thanks very much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you too, man, and get the chalk out of your ears. It's everywhere.
Exactly. Go wash yourself up.
Chalk's not on your face, are you doing it right?
Just remember, so...
See ya.
Alex, are you one of the people staying in the Blotel?
No, I'm in a pod hotel. It's all very modern.
So I'm very jealous because that means Alex actually has access to a shower because those of us in the Blotel...
in the meantime that you're saying goodbye...
Yeah,
we've got another top on men's 2.
Another top, and suddenly the pressure's on because if you're in Mikael Marwin's position, he's got the zone, but not getting that top's gonna really hurt.
And he knows from the back that some people did it already, so that's like extra pressure. maybe, do you think he's going to take it into the second boulder? This energy of not topping right away, the between, like, how do you call them? Catastrophes?
Yeah.
He's
like in the old inverted commas.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
curious
know.
to see. I'm really interested. I just got a message that apparently Nimrod did all the boulders.
What? No.
Which, we didn't get to see everything, or if we did, we lost track. Hopefully we can get a score up sometime soon, because that would be
very, very impressive.
Very, very impressive,
Wow.
and obviously a definite for finals.
A definite final, for sure.
So hopefully we could get him up here. I'm actually hoping we have another guest coming up soon, just to
one
talk
of
about the
female
women's
competitors,
boulders.
I think.
Yep, exactly. We got.
Look at this.
Billy,
struggling,
come on,
little
come
slipping.
on. Get your
on the
tongue
right
in the
hand.
mouth. If you bite that thing off, you're not going to be popular with the ladies. So, here we go. Okay, so in the women's we have Franzi in second, Tiba in first, Plyn in third still. We know that's changed up a little bit already because we've seen Petra top 2, so the scores are a little bit behind. But good results already, and we've also seen Elaine Wolf as top 2, so she's going to jump up in the scores as well.
Yeah, we're going to get some higher results now.
Yeah.
With these last competitors
We are
coming
definitely
in.
seeing things evolving though, which is good. Sergey is a little bit confused on this number 1. This is where Sergey... It's interesting because if you look at people that aren't great climbers, there's Nimrod, and Nimrod did number 4, so Nimrod's done all of them, Alexi's done 2. Genny's sitting in third, not bad.
Wow. But that's very impressive by Nimrod.
Yeah, it's super impressive. See, Sergey's an interesting case. We can just see Sergey here on the right. Now, Sergey is almost... When you meet a lot of people and they just start climbing, they always moan they're too short for everything. Sergey's almost too tall for a lot of things.
Yeah, I've set for him twice, I think, and he has the ups and downs of being very tall. And that's getting, I think, more... It's happening more and more that if you're really tall, you're not going to get away with anything.
Yeah, we saw it with Kai Leitner. We're seeing it with Sergey, where if you're over the ideal height, it's just really hard to make it work. Speaking of ideal height, okay, blows a foot. I was about to say something about Alexei being the ideal height for that boulder, but we're going to have to wait.
Yeah, and let's see another. He was doing really well on number 4.
Yeah, Billy is really good at these tensiony tactical boulders where you've got to just hold a lot of tension. But you can tell he's looking for something on that hold. He's looking for something, and it's obviously terrible. It sounds like it's super hot out there now. From what Alex said, it sounds like it's a bit of a sauna.
It's very hard for outsiders. Oh, wow. Well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll let ourselves be distracted by...
Yeah. And once again, that foothold is horrible because most of it has no texture on it, which makes it very uncertain to...
Yeah, Nico Janelle.
Topping men's 2.
Is that 2 tops for Nico? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
it is.
No, he was struggling on number 1.
He did
was doing
struggle
the
on number 1.
backwards and jumping.
Yeah. That's my bad.
You're normally so well informed.
I know, but we all rise to our level of incompetence. So Nika is struggling a little bit on number 2 here. Nika, I'm really expecting to do well in this round, but I don't know how she is on maximal strength because it looked like she got to the zone hold and then as she matched it, she just swung out, lost the tension.
Oh, this time he's got the sloper way better. His hips are way more to the right.
Yeah, really slow, really slow.
Oh, still got popped off by that horrible sloper.
Yeah.
Wow, the beginning is going so easy for women's 4 now.
Lucy from Belgium, she's one of these guys that's an up-and-comer in the team. She's just been sort of appearing a little bit over the last couple of seasons. This is really good. She didn't use the foothold. She just used the...
Yeah, because for most females, what I heard, you have to put the feet on the wall for the last move. If you're a little bit taller than the average woman, you can maybe span it, like we saw with the first top of it.
Yeah.
But in general, you have to put the foot on the wall, which makes it, of course, even more sketchy than standing on no texture. Although sometimes you prefer a textured wall.
Because if you've got a textured wall and you're standing at the right point and you're getting the opposition, Alexei's struggling on this. He's really just looking for... You can see how open his left hand is whenever he grabs that. He's looking for some friction and it's just not there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's going left hand now. Ooh, he barely pops up with like, oh, that was actually not a bad jump somehow.
No, but time, so...
Time is up, yeah.
Time is up. Here we see Chloe has come out to number 2. We're going to have Fanny on number 1, I believe.
Yeah, that should be the case.
That should be the case, I thought.
Oh no, we have to wait another round.
Do we have to wait? Oh,
yeah, she...
Yeah, sorry, we just... Did we not? I'm losing my mind.
I'm a bit confused.
I'm getting confused.
Let's stick to the people that are actually on the map.
We must have just not seen Fanny on number 1. So we got Chloe on number 2. We got no one on number 1 now. Number 1 is finished for the round. And we got Atateno. He's looked good so far. I've been impressed. Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow, that's a big white hand on there.
Yeah,
but
that guy had a lot of liquid chalk going on.
But you can see quite well then that you shot too low on the volume.
Yeah.
You have to have it way up. Oh, my way, showing some emotions in his face.
Yeah, Mikael, I've watched him in training and he's so good on these little holds.
Oof.
Just absolutely able to bear down on nothing.
Left heel with his hand, and that's crazy.
Oh, that's...
Crossover. Yeah. Oh, he does put the left foot high. Does he put the heel of knee bar?
Oh, he gets the knee.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's how the setup intended it.
Yeah, there you have the knee bar you were discussing.
Oh, look at this. We talked about the heel
you were discussing earlier.
And it seems
Mikael's
to work.
going to the top. Top there.
Yeah. Oh.
And you see
the heel is out.
Petra's looking great. Petra is looking really good in this round. She's just reading everything well. But now, what's the move? Is it a pop out with the right? Is it a pop and swing, or?
And we got another one coming in here. One of competitors. Welcome into the booth.
Yeah,
We're just looking at
Chloe. Chloe is eyeing up the top hold on number 2. Come on, Chloe. This is a really important one. If Chloe can get this top, having 2 tops in the women's is a huge.
That's very valuable.
Huge. Yeah, very valuable.
Oh yeah,
thing.
look at it. Oh,
look, she's got.
Oh no, open door.
No.
Oh, wow.
And if you hear another voice, if suddenly one of us sounds a bit more feminine, that is because we are joined in the booth by Helene Wolf of Germany.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, you were a bit scared of coming up because you said you weren't sure how you were going to do, and you were like not sure if you'd be in a bad mood, but how is the mood after that?
I really needed the 4th one, like that got my mood up now.
Yeah, I can see that. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and I think
that was nice.
The 4th one coming across at the start looked horrendously hard.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, there's been very few women even get to zone, and you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It took me quite a few goes as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty tough. Like Boulder 2 and 3 were really physical, like crimpy and tensiony. And normally I'm not a slab climber, so I surprised myself even more. But it was a good one. I liked it.
Wow.
Wow. Did you find the conditions out there were getting grim? How was it in terms of like with the heat and the lights and stuff? Is it?
It was actually fine.
It was fine.
A weird thing was that you faced the crowd while waiting for the next boulder.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked that because a lot of smiling faces were looking at you, so that got me back in a good mood.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the screen for once again. So you had to heel up and
Oh,
hit the
wow.
undercross, and it looks really solid.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this position. Oh, she's actually going to
Good
rest a little
chalking
bit. Why
yeah,
not?
she's
huh?
actually using the opportunity to get a chalk in there.
I mean,
'cause
this position is incredible. It's
Yeah.
very solid also.
The little heel toe, she's
Yeah.
just. But then matching up on that.
Ooh, and she's going to
dinky
change
little
the
crimp.
hands around.
It's interesting. I was going to say I wondered if she was a little bit trapped there.
And
but
another knee bar maybe? No.
Oh,
She's
she's
a
going.
toque. Wow, she's got
Yeah.
so much tricks up her sleeve in this one.
This is what happens when you get a climber with massive experience. And Petra, you know, she's been competing a long time. She's got that experience, and she's got massive amounts of grit.
Ooh,
And
wow.
She's just like,
Wow.
oh.
I think she wanted to undercling it.
Yeah, I think she wanted to get round, wrap her fingers around it. Okay, Chloe is going for, I don't know what the clock is, but I think I heard the minute beeper, so this could be Chloe's last attempt. 45 seconds on the clock.
I really hope she's getting this one. Otherwise, that would just not be fair. Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of girls got the zone, and she got so much further, so she would really deserve it.
We did talk about that in this comp, that the zone seemed relatively easy to get on this one.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if the zone had been on this next hold she's reaching to with her right, like if the zone had been there, that might have been a more accurate. But just so strong, like
Look
that's
at this.
all.
Wow,
Just,
Super, super
she's
strong.
just like, hi, look at me lock.
Come
Oh
on.
yeah,
you
yeah.
got this.
Left feet up. Solid. Oh, I think.
Oh!
What? Ooh.
Exit
was a
stage
very,
down.
Very hard fall.
Oh.
Seems to be okay.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine.
But that was
bit
like
of
a
confidence.
720 coming off.
Yeah, if you got points for dismount, she'll be in the
top one.
Yeah. I don't know. We've seen a few reasonably spectacular, but that was definitely.
What do you think of number 2? Was it
Number 2,
was
what
the
that
ending?
was?
Which
That was
is
what we
what
just saw.
Chloe just fell off.
Yeah.
How was the ending?
Well, I just got to the zone.
Oh, you just got to zone, but
After that, it
going
got-
into this undercling
No.
seems very, very hard.
Yeah. Were you able to
'Cause-
reach out to the undercling? Did
No,
you feel
no,
it?
I didn't.
No. Okay. I was curious to see just how bad it felt.
I
but-
actually really had to give a little scream for the zone already. So.
Yeah. Okay,
But,
so Nika Potapova is
She's
out on
really
1
young
three
still,
now.
right?
Yeah.
She's like 16 or
Yeah,
something.
she's just a puppy. 16, already climbed 9A, already climbed
Yeah.
8A plus Boulder.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty incredible.
And she
Yufei,
trains quite a bit in Innsbruck as well. I've seen her.
yeah, she's
with
spent
the
a lot of
Ukrainian
time there
team.
now, and I know that she's been training a bit with Megos in Germany.
Ah, nice.
So
that will get you strong.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
I honestly don't think getting strong has been what she's had to do. She is already strong.
Yeah. And she should have power for the yellow one, because Mego's favorite color is yellow, as we all know.
No pressure, Van.
So we talked with your previous interviewer. We talked a little bit about the Bulls. Can you tell us a little bit about 1 to 4, what was going on and how you experienced it?
Yeah, the first boulder, which was the blue one, which no one's on anymore, and it was
Yeah.
kind of like a dynamic move up, and then a hard mantle to finish. How did?
The mantle actually wasn't too hard, in my
Yeah.
opinion. If you got the foot up quite well, it was easy to smooth it over. But in the beginning, you had to be precise, and it's a bit mean by the setters to put such a precise boulder as the first one. But let's have a look at Funny, which is doing here.
I think if
That's
it's
her
wow,
first
he even
go.
skips the little underclip.
Fanny's just going really
All the way
wide.
around.
And
Oh, wow.
yeah, Fanny's just like, hi, I'm going to undercling the hell
And
out
you
of
see the
this.
truss in her feet on that horrible...
But look at how low her
volume
heels
forward.
are. She's got so much rubber on that. She's dropped her heels all the way down.
Yeah.
This is the French, of course. The French are incredibly good at slab
Wow.
and tech. And even
Oh,
though
Yes,
this is
wow.
a steep
Come on.
wall,
This is a very interesting beta, but she's gonna...
Yeah,
Yeah,
gonna make
nice.
it work.
Good job.
Very
Yeah.
beautiful top. Very
The first and only climber who's done it.
second?
Second.
Second.
Second,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Petra
We
did
Petra
already-
did it as
Petra
well,
did
so-
it,
Yeah.
I was
no,
still
that's okay.
climbing.
You were a little bit busy at the time. We'll forgive you that.
Yeah, and we see the heel hook in number 3
Yeah.
more often
You
happening
see-
now.
Sometimes when you're climbing next to someone, you can kind of get a feel of what they're doing because you see them out of a corner of your eye.
The third one actually costs a lot of skin if you don't, because you slip a lot on the one going up with your right hand,
Yeah.
where you have the toe hook match.
Yeah.
My skin is almost, well, it's actually okay still. But I think that's why a lot of girls struggle with the big sloper on number 4,
Yeah.
because your skin is really, really bad.
Yeah. Now, how did you
And
do
then
this
it
move
hurts.
on number 4 where we just saw it? Did you bounce all the way across like she did there and go?
And I crossed really slowly.
You
Like I
crossed the
still had
toe
the
hook on the
crimp.
le-
Did you?
sorry, I was stuck
going
at the beginning.
over.
Yeah.
I was on with the over part, yeah.
No, I just jumped over a little bit.
Okay.
Like dynamic, yeah.
Yeah.
Dynamic.
Okay,
But it
and I
took
think-
me a lot of tries as
I
well.
think that's what the setters were going for, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Well,
that
it
was the
a
intended
bounce
beta,
across.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But, so yeah, how did you think about number 4? I mean, you did it because you're very psyched on it probably then, but how hard was the top? Because after the zone, you took a lot of tries, but I'm quite curious how was it to put your right feet on that dual texture foothold? Did it feel any solid or did you
I
feel
actually
uncertain?
thought it was fine. I don't know.
Yeah?
Like I've heard a lot of girls were struggling after the zone, but I smeared on the wall with one foot. I
Yeah.
think with both feet in the end. I'm not quite sure. And then the finishing hold is really a good jug.
Yeah.
So I just focused on that one and was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it, and then it worked out. And yeah.
So you were not struggling at all with trusting your feet, which is like they're solid, it's
honestly,
fine.
no. Like
Wow.
I don't know, but I also I wear like quite smeary flat shoes. Like
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of tension in them, so that's why I could
You
push
could
them
really
against
press
the
well.
wall.
Well,
Yeah.
the friction of the wall.
What
Yeah.
shoes were you wearing?
Mad Rock drifters.
Oh, wow. You're really
I'm
gone back to the
actually-
old
yeah.
school. That's like
Yeah.
the least comp shoe in the history of
yeah,
comp
I
shoes.
know.
But
A lot
I
of
seem-
people make fun of me, but they're actually really good.
They're
I
very
really
good.
love them.
I seem to remember you wearing them in previous years
Yeah,
as well. So.
yeah.
Well, so it's interesting. We've seen Nika get further than this, and now she's starting. Okay, she's walked away now. I was going to say she's having diminishing returns. There is a time where tactically you just have to go,
Yeah.
I can't pull that hard.
But you
right
guys are
now.
right, the zones are really hard in the women's category. Because a lot of girls get 2 moves further than other ones, but still
Yeah.
don't get the zone. Like, and they look way stronger. They do 1 or 2 hard moves, but still are on the same grade as me, for example, in the second one.
Yeah, curious to see how Chloe goes on this third boulder now. Obviously, there's only 2 boulders in action now for the men and for the women, but Chloe just had a pretty big hit like about 5 minutes ago. She decided to face plant from about 3 meters, so
Maybe it wakes her up.
maybe it puts her to sleep.
Now she's ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go now, finally.
Yeah. And there's always so much pressure coming out in the back of an order. I think if you come out earlier in a semi, it's like every zone or every top's a bonus. If you come out late in the semi, it's like do or die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already get some information from the ISO, maybe? You have some idea
it
what's
was
going on?
actually really loud. Like we heard a lot of cheering, so we thought there were a lot of tops.
Wow.
Which really made me and Francie a bit insecure in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was just like, yay, and another one, and another one. And we always looked at each other warming up. Oh my God, is that another top? Is it possible?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But you shouldn't.
Very beautiful
Yeah.
jump.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Chloe just being like, look at me, I'm strong.
And you see again
Without
the
the
heel.
toe, yeah.
Yeah, the heel toe jam even.
She's gone up onto 4 fingers now. She was
Yeah.
only on 3, and I was like, come on, Chloe, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay, let's see how she can figure out.
Match.
Yeah.
A little piano match.
Almost no handsing there.
But then now, maybe you're supposed to swap your left hand around and press. I don't know.
The idea was from the setters to undercross it.
Ah, okay.
And then you can bump on the side of the volume and bump up with the right hand
See,
again.
I think
to
where
the crimp.
Chloe is now, because she's got that, it's feeling bad knee bar. Oh, I was going to say, I was hoping that knee bar might be enough.
Oh, Petra's looking good on this
Petra's
lap
looking
here.
good. She's
Yeah, she
straight
already
into
got
that.
the little crimp.
She's just,
She
she's
stays
eyeing up.
calm.
She's
She's definitely
yeah.
able to do
she
this.
definitely got this. Well, maybe not, but she looks very
We
good
shouldn't
at it.
jinx it, but
No, I didn't want to say anything.
No,
I
but
did it
you
for
did.
you.
You did.
I'm new to this, sorry.
No, you're doing well.
You're doing great, yeah.
We're really appreciative that you came up to join us because it can be nerve-wracking
Yeah.
knowing that, you know, there's people who you can't see listening to you right now.
Ooh. Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to say that to make you uncomfortable or anything, but...
My grandpa is
Alright.
watching, so hi to him.
Where's your grandpa?
In the south of Germany.
In the south of Germany.
Also, greetings from me to your grandpa.
Yeah, thanks a
Hi.
lot.
Exactly.
Oh, they can see us as well. Oh God, I didn't know that.
No, not at the moment. This
Not,
is
not
our
at the
live.
moment. This is what we're seeing. If suddenly we appear on there, then yeah, I try and suck in some of my chins, and your grandpa can see you. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, there we are. So, all right, back to watching the more exciting thing, which is not us. Oh.
Back to
Yeah,
Chloe and the heel
Chloe.
toe
Oh,
jam.
yeah. Let's see. Again, the pianoing.
Yeah, and it's interesting that she's rolled her pant leg up all the way on that leg now.
Probably to knee bar and to get a bit more friction.
Yeah.
So to bring some pain to the equation is what you're saying.
Or maybe to swag it. Right?
I think she's going to try and scum really hard.
Oh, yeah. Again, a knee bar. Ooh.
Really
But
good,
this time
yes.
it seems solid. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
The under cross.
Yeah, come on, Chloe.
Wow.
Allez, Chloe.
This
The crowd
is
is
solid.
going wild out there. You
This-
can hear
Yeah,
it.
the volume, you know that people are... Oh,
You're taking a little break,
come on,
focusing.
Chloe. Come on, Chloe.
This crimp is very, very, very horrible.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have...
Try as
Oh,
well.
this is going to be interesting. Maybe we get 2 tops at the same time. One hand is on. That'll be a first. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Very
yes.
beautiful.
Nice.
Wow.
Psyched for her.
Yeah.
Perfect bounce back from a bad fall on the last one.
Yeah. Oof.
Mikkel Marwem working hard. He's gone
Yeah,
out to
and-
those 2
Oof.
nothings and friction says
It's a
bye.
very tiny bump, but it's brutal to kill
It's a brutal bump just to stop that momentum.
Yeah.
So
The guy I climbed with, Nimrod Marcus, he did that one,
he
right?
did- yeah.
He did
I saw it in the
He did
corner.
everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
he did every
crushed it.
problem.
Yeah.
That's why he was so happy all the time, because I kept sitting with
Yeah,
him and
like-
he had this big smile on his face.
Yeah, the king of the dark horses. So
Wow.
Crazy cool.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's going to be first place.
I
Yeah, for
would
now.
say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
In-
well, yes.
Because Maui didn't do Boulder 1.
Yep. And Alexi didn't do Boulder 3.
Oh, wow.
And he's from Israel, I'm seeing.
He is
Always
indeed.
cool to have
Yeah.
climbers from far
He was
away.
wearing a
Yeah.
campus climbing t-shirt, so I guess he climbs in campus climbing gym, which is
Let's see what Petra's doing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good top.
Yeah, that smile I've seen
Nice.
many times over years taking photos. And behind her you saw Stitz of a photographer, and he will be killing himself because she turned away from him to smile, not to... See, being a photographer, you see these things and you're like, I just know all so well when you see the photographer in the back of the photo of someone smiling, that photographer's like, why did you turn that way?
Yeah.
But it's also weird if you look up and there's like this huge, massive camera.
Yeah.
10 centimeters away from your face.
Did you
It's a
have
nice
that when
view.
you got to the top of that one?
No, I actually looked faced the crowd as well.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not looking at that guy.
It's the nicer view, I mean.
So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
out.
guys.
Thank you so
Absolute
much.
pleasure. Hey, if you do see Nimrod, can you tell him to come see us?
Yeah.
We'd
We're
love
just gonna smile, but
just for the smile.
We just see a little grim
Yeah.
during this live stream with him. No information.
So
Can
that
you
was
get out?
Elena Wolf
It's
from
a bit
Germany.
hard.
Thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah. We have Topishko in number 3.
Yep. And next to him is Fanny.
Ooh, he's struggling with the start.
He looked like he was struggling with skin a little bit, just looking at those wet marks that he left, and yeah, straight away with a brush. It's interesting because that was the one that Waterhouse said really started to struggle with the humidity.
I'm surprised.
So Fanny did the bad beta there, didn't she? She went
she
to
jumped
the
to the
right
volume right away to the zone. I don't know. Could be done.
Oh,
we'll see. She probably
it's
proves us.
Fanny. She's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
If it could be done, she'll do it.
Yeah.
Nika, I'm not sure how Nika will go on this. I'm not sure how she is on the real techie, slabby things. I'm really curious to see
how he's doing. Yeah.
if number 4 works for Nika, but
Fanny is trying to find a beta, it seems. She's not completely sure what's going on.
yeah, she's a little bit lost. Fanny's a little bit lost. Nico's a little bit why aren't these holds better? I mean, he's a font master. If anyone's going to sort out number 3, I think Nico should be.
Yeah, but it's also gotten problems with the little small box where you're in the start position.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's got in there now. Oh,
Yeah,
and Fanny actually
has
made
gone
the jump.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. Oh, she's actually going super fast. Where everybody's just struggling, she's just running it.
Well, she just changed the whole sequence up so much.
Wow.
It's really interesting to watch this as well. For some of these climbers...
Oh yeah, second hand.
Come on, second hand.
Yeah,
gets it
that's
done.
beautiful.
For someone like Fanny, who is still looking for Olympic selection, who is going to Moscow with so much on the line, to have a strong, confident time like this is just so good for the confidence. It really helps get the head in the right place.
Yeah.
You could just see, she just monstered that boulder. She was just like, I got to get this done, and she got it done.
Yeah, and
it was very Janja-esque in that there was a beta, but there was holds available, so she went, I'm using the holds available and screw the beta.
I mean, if you're confident in this kind of stuff, then you know what's going to happen. Because I was probably very wrong in the beginning that she was just finding a beta and was struggling, but it seems she just wanted to get it over with as soon as possible. And
Yeah.
she knows better than anybody what has to happen with her body in this boulder. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sergey
Topishko is struggling here.
Yeah, he actually tried to skip that move out right altogether and reach up with the left, but on the angle that hold is, you can't get anything on it. So Sergey reaches up with his left, but because of where his feet is, he's got no press to get that tension, and he's too far away from the right then to come around. So he's the only person I've seen really try and work that left-hand side, but I think he does have to come to the right to make it work. Of course, we just saw Fanny prove us wrong on beta.
Yes,
but
very. So we can be wrong the whole time. But I think Topishko is going to struggle with this one. Nico is also struggling with men's 4, and maybe this whole blow star thing doesn't help for your technique, but I hope he does it.
Yeah, I've been wrong before, but I can't remember when.
Like 20 seconds ago?
Oh, okay. Then.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
that makes
one.
sense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you see Topishko now just jumping it and
Yeah.
holding it solid.
Yeah, Topishko, when in doubt, just dyno.
Oh, and he's going to go left hand up. Oof. Oh, wow. He's going to try something weird, and he thinks the better of it. He's going
Yeah.
back to it.
He does indeed.
We've got a hero in the house right now.
We have another visitor. We have someone that can tell us about all the boulders. So we are joined for the last couple of climbers by Mr. Nimrod Marcus of Israel, who you had quite a good day out there.
Yeah, I can say it was good.
Yeah, you can say it was good. Yeah. Oh, and we see Nika is into the zone. So this woman's 4 is really tricky getting across to the zone. And it's then really tricky after the zone. So how did you find the men's boulders? You are, I believe, the only one that's unlocked all of them.
Yeah, I think so. The first one was really tricky to understand the beta. Also, the wall, the brown part is with friction and the white part is without friction. So when you need to use the side, it's like really hard to understand where you should put your foot and your hand.
Whether it's just painted or whether there's sand in the paint.
Yeah.
You've got some texture.
And then the second one is pretty much straightforward. I think it's like you either flash it or not do it at all.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And third one, I really liked it because it's really easier for shorter climbers, and
Okay.
I almost never see these boulders in the competitions.
Yeah.
So
that one that we just saw was the one that Sergei Topishko was on, the black.
Yeah,
black
black boulder.
Yep. How did you find conditions on those holds?
They had new friction.
They felt good.
The squatter volumes, yeah.
Yeah, they are really slippery usually, but they had a really special texture for this comp, and I really liked it.
Yeah, because the squatters are well known for being quite slippery.
Yeah.
And very low frictiony.
Do you find having the experience of doing a lot of comps over a lot of years, when you come out and you look at the walls, you sort of go, okay, low friction hold, high friction hold?
I think it helps you to know some holds, but still everywhere it's new. Like in Masters of Stone in Nuremberg, they had a volume taped with duct tape. So every time they just create new holes. So you can't really always be ready, but sure, it helps you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that comp. So that was a bit of German specialty right there. So
I would like to. I'm very curious about Boulder number 4 for the men. What do you think of it?
The holes
the zone seems to be a horrible one.
It's okay, but it's really slippery, and my hands were really sweaty. And the position is quite okay, but the hold is just a bit lower than you want it. And you can't really go low with your body because of the footholds are pretty high.
Yeah.
So it's a bit hard to get into the position, but when you get it, it's pretty okay. And then the last move felt really far for me, but it's a jug, so just
super power.
Jump, yeah.
Yeah, just Superman it.
Okay, so Chloe is across. She is into the second section of the last boulder for the woman. She's got 2 tops already. She's probably fine for finals, but she's got 4 zones, but she's going to really want to get this to secure her position. This is a really interesting position she's in because this is the white wall with no texture, and there's only one foothold, which is dual text. So if you stand on it, there's no texture. So we're going to watch that. When you were climbing, you're using liquid chalk before you go out for each problem?
No, I'm using a carbon grip, just powder chalk.
Oh, you just use the powder? Okay.
Yeah, and just liquid chalk is not good for my skin.
You find it dries it out too much? Or?
No, my hands are pretty sweaty, so if I put liquid chalk sometimes and get a bit sweaty, I feel like it gets back to being liquid, and then it's really slippery for me.
Yeah.
But I usually just put some chalk and then wave my hands in the air to dry them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go and
So you apply powder chalk almost like most people apply liquid chalk, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering that because some of these are pretty low friction, and you can see from the chalk masks on everyone's...
Yeah, Maui seems to struggle to find a good beta. He's just trying everything.
Well, he's trying to find the secret hold that isn't there. And it's almost like you almost want to say just spring for the top.
Yeah, but it's a long way from here, huh?
Whoa!
Wow.
That's when you know someone was reading my mind.
Yeah, yeah. I think Maui should keep to climbing or go to basketball, because that was a proper dunk.
That was a decent jump.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is elastic. He's got a lot of spring in his climbing. When you see him train,
yeah, he likes to jump. And
he likes to jump, and his contact strength is superb. I'm almost surprised he dropped it once he did get that far.
Yeah, I think he's going to try it again, though.
But I think that's just because some guy called Nimrod told me it was a really good hold.
Yeah, it's really good. I was really out of the wall when I went for it, but it was so good, so I stayed.
Oh, yeah. Chloe's done.
Oh, shame.
That should be enough for her to get through anyway. I think 2 tops and 4 zones, but...
Are you surprised? about the results so far? Because you seem to be head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
That's a bit weird because when we were in isolation, we heard the crowd really going crazy a lot of times. So we thought it was kind of an easy round. Maybe 2 or 3 tops you need to be in finals.
Yeah.
But then I did the first one and I was like, whew, almost didn't do it.
Yeah.
Risky. And then I did the second one and I was like, okay, now I just need to keep it together. And then I did the third one and I was like, okay, I think I should be okay.
Yeah.
And then...
It's interesting because we just had Helena Wolf up here and she said she was out at the same time as you and she was sat next to you between climbs and you just had this big smile on your face the whole time. You were obviously enjoying life.
After the third one, I was really happy.
But
still,
really
I wasn't even sure if I'm... Like, I was almost sure I will be in finals, but I had no idea I'm first place.
Yeah. When you're sitting there, obviously this is a comp where between problems you're sitting facing out at the crowd. How does that feel looking at, I guess a lot of people, A, looking at you and B, looking at straight through you at what's happening behind you and you can't turn and look at it. Is that a weird sensation or?
It's a bit weird, but the harder part for me is just the waiting because when I'm on the mattress, I'm just in the zone. And when I'm off, I just need to keep it calm and not lose focus. And when you have nothing to do, sometimes it's really hard. So I just find small things to do. I wipe my shoes with a towel, I choke a little bit, I put on my shoes, I put on my sweater, and just...
So you just make a little routine just to...
Yes.
Just and to then, pass that 5 minutes.
Yes, and then I also doesn't really notice the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, so you really block everything out, it seems.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the previous interviewee, she was really like, yeah, I love when
she
the
really
crowd's
fed,
there
she
and
fed
like
off the crowd.
Yeah,
she got the energy.
I love it when I'm on the wall.
Yeah?
But
yeah.
in between, I need like my silence and focus.
Your little bubble to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like waving because I can see my hand in the back, so I was like, So these
in
are
the meantime,
we've only got 3 minutes left of a round here. This is the last 2 climbers out. Now, I think Sergey is not in a good position for semis right now. I think he's not going to get through because I just think, again, what we're talking about, he's a little bit too lanky for these problems.
Maybe.
It's kind of a disadvantage for him. And then Fanny, I think, should be fine. She's looked incredible on some of the earlier problems.
Oh, and she's got the zone quite a lot easier than in the first tries.
Yeah.
She's
just looking at plant and go.
Oh, that's very controlled. Well, let's see if she can finish it off.
This is a bit of a spring here. This is where you really have to just go.
Yeah. Oh, that was as close as it gets.
Yep, that. And it's a horrible feeling when that happens, when you catch a hold and you feel your body is just going away, and you're just like, I'm not going to be able to stop that. Like, and you're pulling, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and after ground, you're like, where's my skin gone? And you're like, oh yeah, on that top hold that I didn't hold.
Yeah, are you pretty excited about having almost a full day tomorrow that you can rest before you climb the finals? Is your skin?
Yeah. Also, today in the morning we had another qualification session. So, but it was pretty slabby and technical, so it was tiring mentally, but not physically.
Not so bad on the skin.
So I felt like I had enough time to rest, but now I feel so tired because this round was so much more physical than the qualification. Even the technical boulders felt really physical.
Yeah. And are you staying in the Botel?
No, I'm actually staying in just an apartment that I found.
So you're... Yeah, I was curious because a lot of the athletes here, we have what we call a Botel, a rented boat that they're sleeping in, and for some of the athletes, they've never stayed on the water before, and it's a really disconcerting experience. I lived on a yacht when I was little, so they'll let you sleep on a boat. I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. But for some people, it's been weird, so I wasn't sure if that was you or not. But everyone going into finals will have a good night's sleep because, well, you don't have to get up till lunchtime.
Yeah, that's true.
So Fanny's back on the wall. She was so close last round. You think she got even more psyched to go all out on the last move?
I don't want to put commentator's curse on her, which is basically my way of getting out of it. But I like to think she'll do it. But
is she not cross-legged?
She's doing something
got the feet definitely different. Oh!
Yeah. Just wasn't enough. All right, we're going to let you go down and celebrate, Nimrod, because there's probably going to be a couple of people want to congratulate you after this. That was a pretty awesome performance, and thanks for coming and sharing your thoughts on the round afterwards.
Thank you for hosting me.
We will see you tomorrow for finals.
See you.
See you later. So it's quite interesting that we Nimrod said that the round was so different than qualifications. I talked with the chief setter, and he told it was a very conscious decision to make every round a little bit different and test different abilities. So the finals tomorrow is going to be definitely different, and we'll see.
Than what we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to say that was the end of a round. So obviously now we'll have no more climbers on the wall. Everyone's out in the crowd, they're interacting, they're feeding off the psych. A lot of people will be pretty excited by how they did. Others will be absolutely despondent. It was definitely close in the females. I'm not sure how things have panned out there. Males, I think, well, Nimrod's already back in the crowd and looking at the score. That didn't take him long at all.
No.
Once the scores are finalised, we are going to bring them up. Looking at the problems, I was a little bit surprised. We'll go through the men's problems first. Now, men's one, I actually thought was going to play out a little bit easier than it did.
Yeah.
I got the feeling from men's one that it was going to be almost an introductory problem where they were going to come in, sort of get warmed up, get warmed into the round, but it was very uncomfortable straight away.
Yeah. And I think that was a surprise for especially the setting team that it was so hard right away from the beginning.
Yeah.
Ooh, we finally got the scores.
We got some scores, so we're going to pull across, and this shows our finalists. And Helene that was with us, she has made the final. So Elena Wolf is in the finals, Nika Potapova, Lynn Vandermeer.
Wow. That's a good round for her.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Impressive.
We'll wait. These are still at this stage unofficial scores. Fantastic climbing, 3 tops, 4 zones by Petra. I actually think this isn't completely finished yet because Fanny will get zone on that last problem.
Yeah.
So that may put her ahead of Petra, but they're both going to be up there. Chloe clearly in third, and Chloe will be ruining that heartbreak on problem 2. In the men's, I mean, Nimrod ran away with it, did twice as many problems as the next guy. Alexei Artheteno really impressed me. 2 tops from him. Evgeny Zazulin, the excitable Russian. Billy.
Yeah. I mean,
awesome to see him up there. Mikhail Marwem, at this stage, it looks like Mikhail sneaking in. The reason I'm saying at this stage is these scores are all still provisional. There could be changes, but when you look at that top 10, Tim Ruser will be gutted if he's just out of finals, but still a solid performance. Kipras climbed really well. 8th place will be disappointing for him. Nico Janelle really looked super smooth on that second. Will be gutted that he didn't quite work out the first. I thought he could have done that. Loic in the top 10, I think he should be happy with that.
I think so too. Yeah, that's not a bad score.
Yeah, I think there'll be some disappointed people, but some of those disappointed people will be further down the order. I think
Topishko is going to be
Topishko's going to be pretty
disappointed with it.
Yeah, I think Nathan Phillips is going to be pretty disappointed. So yeah, it's going to be going into finals is going to be some very happy climbers. They're going to take the most of this time. We go back to finals at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So we start the broadcast at 6:15 p.m. We're going to do the same. We're going to spend some time in isolation. We're going to talk to the climbers. Of course, then they have presentation and then they come onto the wall. That's really good for the climbers because after 2 rounds today, they get to rest. They get to grow some skin. They get to ease out the muscles.
I mean, how much skin can you get in one night, right?
You'd be surprised. These guys are pretty expert.
Yeah, they're quite delicate with their little creams.
They're going to leave here. I was going to say there'll be climb skin going on. There'll be rhino skin going on. There'll be every sort of poultice you can think of going on tonight.
Super glue?
No.
Heard that happening back in the day?
No, super glue is what you use when you get a cut.
Oh.
You glue the cut with super glue to stop it bleeding. It's actually medically sound, but unpleasant sounding.
Yeah.
But so...
Can we go to the competition a little bit back? Because we get off track.
We never get off track.
No, never. Can we look at the boulders a little bit and the results? What is the biggest surprise with the set of boulders and how the competitors did with it for you?
I think the biggest surprise for me was men's 3 and 4. I felt were kind of similar in style, and
You mean slopers?
Open slopers on big volume style holds, reasonably low angle, and I was just surprised how much the climbers got stopped. Even the very good climbers got stopped on, especially the third problem. I was expecting to see more progress on that when I looked at it on the wall. The woman's problems probably played out how I expected.
Yeah.
Woman's 3.
That was a special one, huh? I think you can really see in number 3. That was for me the biggest takeaway from this round, is that number 3 really showed the strength level and experience level. You saw in the beginning the first 10 climbers were really struggling already to get to the zone.
Yeah.
And then they really struggled to find some kind of weird beta in the rest of the boulder. And you saw with the last couple of climbers that they really know what to do. And of course, Fanny just like did some crazy stuff on there.
Yeah, but you saw also the experience of those top climbers. You know, you saw Chloe going, oh, I'm going to have to roll up my trouser leg on this one to get the nasty knee bar. So you saw some tactical nous, you saw the experience, and you just saw the grunt.
Yeah.
And so I was super impressed by the ones I expected to be super impressed by, I would have to say, which is a really good thing going into finals and knowing that, you know, Fanny, Chloe and Petra are all climbing superbly, but it's going to be a real battle. After that, you've got sort of some dark horses in there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn sticking into the finals, that's very impressive. I have seen her in the National Cups a couple of times, and I think she showed something extra today. Like, she was before always top of the 4 or 5 girls that I would imagine maybe sneaking in, and she somehow popped off and just got in there. So
yeah,
big props to her.
And in the men's, I think the thing that surprises everyone in the men's is obviously Nimrod.
Yeah,
I mean,
he styled it. Is it just one of those days?
He's just one of those climbers. He's, you know how I described Billy Rydell, who was also in finals several times, as one of those guys that's like on the cusp of a breakthrough. And Nimrod, I also feel, has been on the cusp of a breakthrough, and I think he really showed that. Not surprised at all to see Alexei Rupsov in there.
No, he should be in there.
That is totally what I expect. Really impressed by Arthur Ternot. He's climbed superbly, but has seldom held it together for 2 rounds of competition. I've seen him climbing a bit, and he's an amazing climber, but to do well in these comps, you need to go round after round after round. You can't have that look at me round, and because if the next round doesn't stack up.
Yeah.
So super impressed by him. Yeah, and that's, I think Zazulin pretty happy for as well. He's another climber that needs that good result. So I think that's the thing for me. This is early season, very early season for a lot of these guys.
One of the first big comps, huh?
And the mental victory that even making finals in a comp like this is, what it does is it sets you up into the season. If you've been training all off season and you come to a comp like this and you feel strong and you feel prepared and you come 14th,
yeah, that's gonna
really impact you. But if you've been training, you've been working, you've been trying things out, and you come to a comp like this and you're like, oh wait, I'm first or I'm second or I'm in finals at least, then
your
you're
motivation
like,
is going to be off.
Your motivation's going to be sky high. You're going to ride that wave of confidence. And for now, for the next month or so, you know, there's a few I call confidence comps, which is this one, Studio Blockmasters and Quiff. The ones that lead into the IFSC comps. If people are doing well at those, then they generally...
Yeah, I think it's these special comps are very well to do before preseason or before the season starts. It's just you come off the winter, you did your training to get to the stage, and it's like, where am I at?
Yeah.
And you get right away a good feeling of okay, I have to watch out for this style of climbing or this kind of movements in the competitions.
Exactly, exactly. I'm just going to ask if we have finalized scores yet. Not sure if we do. We're just a little bit after the round, so I'm hoping that the scores have been confirmed. There's always a little bit of a break. If this is the final scores, we're just going to show you the scores, then we're actually going to close out. But let's bring them up and see what we've got, just to make sure there's no changes. So no changes there. Yep, that's
Fanny changed into first
Yeah,
place
so
now.
Fanny slipped up above Petra. We thought that was going to happen with that zone on the last one.
A little attempt difference.
Yeah, Chloe in
tops.
third, Ellen, Nika, and Lynn Vandermeer. And we're going to jump across and just look at the guys just to confirm the ranking there. And we got Nimrod, someone falling off a boulder in the background.
Yeah.
Alexi on 2, Afatene on 2, Evgeny Zazulin 1 top, and Billy Rydell 1 top. So 1 top and 3 zones got you into.
Yeah,
and
it do
if
be
you
like
look
that
down,
sometimes.
then
It's,
you have people like Kipras and Tim Rusa who were 1 top and 3 zones but didn't get through. So it can be a heartbreaker.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised that we got 4 tops for first place and 1 top for 5 and 6. And
Exactly.
that's just very. That just shows even more how
on Nimrod was.
How on Nimrod was, but I think it was a fair round.
Yeah.
If I can say, there was not a weird thing happening where you're like, this shouldn't be happening.
I agree.
I think it's a very good semi, and I think it's a good start before the finals. With this
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your contribution.
too, man.
It's been a pleasure having you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Likewise, yeah.
And we are out of here. So thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
See you guys tomorrow from 6:15 p.m. We will be here. We hope that you'll be joining us. Thank you.
Bye.